We welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 4 race from the Talladega Super Speedway, and this, of course, is the first race of the round of 8 for the Cup Series playoffs tonight from Talladega, Alabama, race 1 of 4 and a run of 3 in the round of 8. And we are live from Talladega Super Speedway tonight in Talladega week, 4th night of the week. What an insane few days it's been so far. Of course, the Xfinity Series was yesterday. So many wrecks in that one. That race almost went to full darkness. Probably won't have that issue tonight. We're starting at 1:30 p.m. Instead of, 4 p.m. like yesterday in sim time. But of course, this is Talladega, one of the most feared tracks in NASCAR, one of the most famous races in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series as well. The Cup Series playoff race from the Talladega Super Speedway. We are just about ready to go racing here at Dega. 95 laps, warm-up session coming up first, of course, as always, half hour for that. And yeah, this is Talladega. Of course, welcoming me live to the broadcast booth. I'm, as usual, your host, Ethan Trendler. We're actually going to be joined by Xfinity Series part-time driver Brody Webster, and then we'll have Cole Clausen up here in the booth as well as an in-race reporter. Just waiting for the session load. I don't know why it's not loading.
Ethan, I think you're just you're being very unprofessional by it not loading up the session.
There, it's up. Nice try. All right. This is Talladega in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. We are just about ready to go racing here. We're going to be underway, of course, for the warm-up session, like I said.
So, Ethan, who do you think is going to be advancing this in the next few races, you know?
I mean, it's very early in the round, so it's definitely hard to kind of see that. But, I mean, you got to say Matthew White definitely a favorite. Look at the playoff standings real quick entering tonight. Matthew White already comes plus 60 after winning all of the round of 12 races. I mean, none of them were dominant ones whatsoever. You probably, if things didn't go his way there at the end, he probably would have no wins there. Cameron Chandler sits plus 23. Huntsicker plus 21 entering this round. Dylan Banks only plus 8 on his teammate Trenton Wilkin. Of course, the championship 4 is next. And that comes up the next few weeks, of course. Next 3 weeks are tonight in Talladega, next week at Dover, and 2 weeks at Texas Motor Speedway for the 3 races in the round of 8 to decide your championship 4, which will go to at Homestead Miami Speedway in 3 weeks from tonight. To decide a new NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series champion for Season 4. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer than usual. The session took a minute to get up. We're just about ready to go rolling at Talladega. This is the Talladega Super Speedway in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. All right. All right, cars pulling onto the racetrack here from the Talladega Super Speedway tonight. We're just about ready to go racing and be underway here in Dega. Warm-up session has officially started from Talladega Super Speedway. Everything's being so slow tonight for whatever reason.
Because it's Talladega, the biggest race this season, other than the Daytona. Whatever number it was.
All right.
Hey, it's obviously not the 500. That's not fair.
Here we go. from the Talladega Superspeedway. Cars are on the racetrack from the warm-up session. Welcome live to Talladega in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series for Season 4. Cars are on track. Xander Bond getting pushed from Brandon Pfeiffer, heading here through 1 and 2. Pfeiffer getting that one a little bit loose, heading down the backstretch now. Got the 43. That is Donovan Hogan, a Hot Wheels machine here for him. First race of the round of 8 in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series this season. Of course, you've seen these pink paint schemes all throughout the week for Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. This is the official week for Breast Cancer Awareness Month paint schemes in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. So you've seen them all week long. And then, of course, you see 2 here. Matthew White, of course, running this F-Cancer car for a while now. It's been so successful. And he's got pushed from Cameron Chandler, winner of the last Cup Series Super Speedway race in Daytona for the regular season finale.
And someone is downed. Yeah, we really need to talk about Matthew White using, the F-Cancer scheme. One of the best drivers this season, with that specific scheme. I don't know what's going to stop from this week other than the, casual drivers who might take him out. But, I bet he's hoping for another win tonight.
Yeah, already 8 wins this season. He has won, I believe, 6 of the last 8 races after going winless for over 10 earlier in the year. So it's just been an incredible comeback for the 7 of Matthew White this season. Of course, regular season champion comes in this race with a huge gap already, entering the round of 8. All right, like I said, this is Talladega Superspeedway. Oh, got a car up.
Oh.
It's the 43. You also got Cole Clausen. So, of course, 4 drivers were eliminated from the playoffs last week at Martinsville. What a race we had there. Those 4 drivers were, of course, the 71 of Cole Clausen, your Season 2 Cup Series champion. Connor Havrilla. Bryce Benson was the big shocker. We'll get to him in a moment. And then we also had William Reagan being eliminated. But, of course, the 9 of Benson, man, really, his whole performance got killed in Vegas. That put him way below the 8 ball. Had a good day in Charlotte, just wasn't enough. Didn't score any points. Of course, he was out with an injury in Martinsville and ended his chances. So he finished below the playoff.
And that's kind of what you see out of some of these playoff runs is, 1 or 2 bad races, and it's pretty much over for them.
I mean, Cameron Chandler had 2 back-to-back horrible races to start the playoffs at Las Vegas and Charlotte, and he still advanced pretty decently at Martinsville.
Wow, that is a very good point, Ethan Trendler. One that's not talked about enough. Cameron Chandler. I have very high hopes for him, but Matthew White being on the run he is right now, I don't know. We'll see who comes out on top.
All right, cars, once again, head down this back straightaway. About 19 minutes to go, still in this warm-up session from the Talladega Superspeedway. We're live underway from Talladega here tonight in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. This, of course, is race number 22 of the Cup Series season. And got to talk about the biggest news that was announced last week after the Cup race at Martinsville Speedway last week. Of course, there was a poll that was up for about a week or so. Came up not last Friday, but the Friday before. It was actually saying it was actually deciding if we should have the next gen and the Gen 6 car, which was originally planned for Season 4 to split the series. Next gen running at the higher speed ovals like Talladega, Kansas, Michigan, and tracks like that, and the Gen 6 running at shorter ovals and road courses like Watkins Glen, Martinsville, Richmond, Bristol, Iowa, etc. But there was another new equation thrown into that in the last few weeks. We actually, of course, had the Gen 4 car become an option. The poll was up, heavily favoring the Gen 6, Gen 7 combo, because that's what was originally planned. But the Gen 4 car ended up winning, and that will mean the NASCAR Cup Series Gen 4 Ford and Chevrolet will be used next season in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Full season, every race, 25 races, Gen 4 cars. There will also be a playoff format change and a points format change, I have to say, for the Cup Series as well incoming. There also might be an Xfinity Series name change. So many changes coming for Season 5. Just got to wait and see what they are coming up. That was absolutely huge news.
And it sounds like it is, you know, that's a lot of big changes coming up in the last few weeks, you know, between the pole. Really, it was kind of close at the end, but, you know, the Gen 4 definitely had a lot of praise by a lot of the drivers.
As here comes Cole Clausen in the 71. Man, unfortunate run throughout the round of 12. Just didn't have enough to make it to the round of 8 tonight. Here in that pink 71 car. He's got John Butler on his bumper as they head down the backstretch back to pace in Talladega. Side by side, there's Ashton Miller in the 79 Chevrolet. Got another pink paint scheme. So nice to see all these drivers throughout the entire month of October, but especially this week in Talladega with these bright pink breast cancer awareness cars. All right, practice still continuing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Again, cars head down this front stretch. Way up the racetrack, the block is that 71 at Clausen as they head back on 1 and 2 now. First big draft that we've seen. It actually took a while. I mean, the session was having a little bit of a slow moment, so got not as much time. They don't need too much practice here at Talladega, to say the least. As they head down the backstretch, pushing everybody. There's Cole Clausen leading the line. I mean, yeah, he's had an okay season. Of course, he made the round of 12. Not by a lot, to be honest. But still made it. But unfortunately gets eliminated in the first rounds. Up the road! Oh my god, Matthew White. I thought he was going around. He's in split 3 wide. Down the front straightaway, there's the 8 of Cameron Chandler. Way up the racetrack, 4 wide.
Oh,
look at
4 wide.
Ashton Miller. Oh, they made contact. And they're going to go hard. And hard on the wall they go.
White, Ashton Miller, and Cameron Chandler all being taken out. Wow.
Of course, there's the 09 of John Butler as well on the wall. Of course, 95 laps tonight. Yeah, Cole Clausen, he is destroyed. 95 laps on the table here tonight from the Talladega Superspeedway. And here's the 48 of Dylan Banks making his way through 1 and 2. Oh, of course, Dylan absolutely dominated the first half of Martinsville in the Cup race last week. And then, unfortunately, late race issues. He actually nearly took the lead away. He was on a different strategy. A lot of cautions in that race, of course, as you will probably remember. And ultimately ended up getting taken out in the final few laps. Finished outside the top 10. Still comes into this race +8 over the board on the championship for looking for his 2nd straight Cup Series title.
Hey, what team is he on, Ethan?
Trendler Racing.
Oh, you know, there you go. I gave you your shout out. You're welcome.
Wow. Here's the 67 of Juan Cobbs Jr. making his first start in the Cup Series since Season 3. He actually is racing for Johnson Motorsports tonight. So he'll be trying to help out John Butler and company. John Butler, the one other Johnson Motorsports car who made it to the round of 8. There are 3 ETR cars in the round of 8 tonight. Those 3 are Sean Milkwich, 12 Trenton Wilkin, and the 48 of Dylan Banks. Oh, big wreck happening down the front straightaway. Multiple cars are involved as they wreck. There's the 7 of Matthew White around, the 71, that's Cole Clausen, up nearly to the wall, the 9 of Bryce Benson. And there's the 18 of Brandon Pfeiffer. Oh, he gets slammed by one car. That's the 09 of Butler.
Jeez.
As the Eagles offense will come out into the field to take possession first.
Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. Hey, so who do you think's winning the game tonight, Ethan Trendler?
Oh, I can't even imagine. Giants, Eagles, wow.
What if Jennifer Garth not a touchdown? No.
Oh! Juan Cobbs Jr., that was a little bit of a jump scare in the 67. As here they come back on pit road. Off pit road,
I really think you like saying his number, Ethan Trendler. Oh, and Matthew White.
As Saquon Barkley gains 20 yards in the first carry.
Wow.
Up to midfield.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of wrecking going on.
Saquon better cook for my fantasy football team.
Yeah, he better cook just in general for my insanity.
Yeah, so how are we feeling about the Broncos game last week, Ethan Trendler? You know,
Oh,
not a very
Saquon,
good
another
showing
first
for the
down.
Eagles.
Man,
Let's go.
where is Sean Rowe currently on pit road? If we can actually get to him. There he is. All right, there's Knox Thompson actually making his first ever Cup Series start. He's been in the Xfinity Series this entire playoffs. He's eligible, of course, for the Cup Series, and he'll be in for his first ever Cup start here tonight.
Yeah, I gotta say that my pick to win tonight is the 67 of Juan Cops because we are gonna try our absolute hardest to push that man to the win.
Can't
You know,
imagine.
just based off of his number, you know, I have to go with him as my second pick because, you know, the number is just such a great number. And, you know, as Cole Clausen has said, you know, they're going to push him very hard to that win.
As they head down the front straightaway, there's the 12 of Trenton Wilkin. There's Donovan Hogan behind him, another ETR car, the 848 of Dylan Banks. About 11 minutes to go here in this warm-up session. So Brody Webster, it's your first time in the booth. How do you feel about calling Talladega as your first ever Cup race to call?
Well, you know, very, very emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's a very high intensity track, you know, very big cars going on. And, you know, hopefully just can do the best I can do. And, you know, I don't know, just hope all of them stay safe and the big one does not happen too terribly. Because it'll happen.
We will see. As here's the 7 of Matthew Way getting pushed by that 8 car of Cameron Chandler. You got the 77, Braden Hunsicker behind him as well. As Jake Elliott will come to attempt a field goal. For some reason we ran the ball 3 times, didn't work.
Do you just have it on like a TV next to you?
No, it's on my phone. All right, we got so many pink cars here. I mean, look, we count Logan Gisbert, he's got a pink number. I mean, I don't know if that counts.
I don't know. Gotta really support it with all things.
Oh, as they go down the back straightaway. Oh, Donovan Hogan, hard on the wall.
You know, I will say, before he got wrecked, that Hot Wheels car did look pretty nice. Other than
Yes,
it not
did.
being a pink car.
All right. Of course, 8 playoff drivers come to this one. Reset in Talladega. There's 2 ETR playoff cars in the bottom. Dylan Banks and Trenton Wilkin. Trenton Wilkin probably could have won Charlotte. Dylan Banks probably could have won Martinsville. Just 2 of those slip away.
Then you want to you can tell if they're a playoff driver or not?
What?
Are you kidding me? You want to tell them the viewers would know if they're a playoff driver or not?
Oh, yeah, of course. So, playoff drivers, we've said this the last 3 weeks, but I guess we'll say it again. Playoff drivers, you can tell, there's a lot of ways to tell. They, of course, got the banners on the cars, the spoilers, the splitters, orange and purple. And, of course, you got the purple background on their numbers on the ticker and the P next to their names. Of course, 4 drivers lost those privileges after last week in Martinsville, and there goes Knox Thompson around. Into the wall he goes with Brandon Pfeiffer. All right.
Jeez, Ethan, I was like, come on now, man. You gotta get what I'm going for.
Oh!
Here. Oh, and that's
Roman turns Cole Clausen into the wall. Oh, we got a car upside down.
Wow.
That is Sean Rowe. Sean Rowe had a great run in Martinsville last week. Ran up front. Ran second to Dylan Banks the entire first half. Oh, he's very, very quick in that Toyota. Toyotas were so good at Martinsville, just couldn't get the job done. As they'll come to pit road here. Oh, there's Dylan Banks jumping it over, and he might speed. So coming down pit road, doing that practice right there is very, very important, because if we see a lot of green flag running like we usually do here at Talladega in the Cup race, especially in the first half, even the second half a lot of times, last few seasons, we would see green flag pit stops in both the first and second halves. Maybe like lap 30 in the run.
And those green flag pit stops can really shake up the field, especially because, you know, one split second and, you know, one driver's ahead of another.
Yeah, of course, you got to get pit ready. You also cannot get a penalty. That would put you in, for sure.
Yep. You know, just all the little things can really make this race a make or a break for some of these drivers.
All right. About 7 or so minutes to go here in Talladega for this warm-up session. Of course, qualifying coming up next. As always, it's only 1 lap here at the super speedway races. It's 2 laps at normal races, of course. As they head down the back straightaway here. There's Donovan Hogan on the bottom. 09 John Butler as well. Brandon Pfeiffer back there lining up in line. All right. All right, Brody Webster, what has been your favorite pink breast cancer awareness car we've seen on the track so far tonight?
You know, I just gotta go with the Matthew White F Cancer. You know, the way the ribbon just fills out the CK and the word, you know, the F word, you know, we're not gonna say it, we gotta be professional, but, you know, the way it spells it out is very, very well done. And, you know, obviously he's been performing so well with this scheme that, you know, I just got to pick it as my favorite.
Yeah, of course, Matthew White, after his win last week in Martinsville, we know it was a very, very emotional moment for him. Of course,
and
you can
Dylan
see...
Banks has arrived into the commentary booth after being on the track.
Brody, stop glazing, bro.
Anyways, like I was saying, of course, it was a very emotional moment for Matthew White last week. And you can see on the side, he lost his grandmother a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately. And luckily, the first race after losing her, he goes and wins at Martinsville. That was such a special moment. We saw it last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Rest in peace to her, for sure. Prayers to Matthew and his family. Brody Webster,
Thanks.
bro.
And back to what you just said, you know, maybe you're just mad you're not running a pink scheme, so therefore we can't even vote for your car.
I have no pink paint scheme, bro.
Hey, there's a nice thing called the trading paints.
I don't use trade paints. Well, I don't use paints off. I use my team paints. That's it. I don't have a rest. We're doing Halloween cars though. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Running slow, I guess, for a little bit here.
Hey, Ethan, is Donovan Hogan with us tonight?
No, he's with his own team.
So who's with us tonight? I know it's me, Trent, Sean, Juan Cobbs, John Butler. Who else? Is that it?
Yeah.
What about Landon?
Landon, he can't race.
Why?
Job.
Oh, okay.
Also, I hate the Eagles cornerbacks with a passion, by the way.
Yeah, the Eagles suck, bro.
Nice. Adoree Jackson, or Keeley Ringo, how do we give up 3rd and 12? That's that pass. Okay.
Wait, who are they playing?
Giants.
The Giants.
Oh, that's good. Giants, bro. Heck yeah.
Hey, so, you know, Dylan Banks, do you want to tell Ethan Trendler about the news?
Oh, yeah, that I'm ownership and McDonald's friend racing next year.
Wow.
I know. Crazy. Part-time owner of Ethan Trendler Racing, question mark?
Possibly. We'll see. Maybe if
I'll
you
break
step
a
in
deal
that
with you.
Xfinity car, maybe.
I'll break a deal with you. I'll hop in the Xfinity car and I'll win the championship this year. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Okay. We got a deal then.
No there, Dylan Banks, you know, Matthew Way has been racing so well with this scheme, like I've been saying. Don't know how much can break him now.
Oh yeah, he's sweet, bro. He's always suited for a reason, but I don't know if you watched last year. Beat him in a championship race. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Bro.
You do
You're
good
a
all
very fair
regular.
point there.
You do good all regular season, but it comes down to one race. All right. Well, y'all have fun up in the broadcast booth. Cole, don't eat too much fucking Culvers, bro. You've been getting fat lately and been laying down the car, so just make sure not to eat too much Culvers, bro. Okay. Okay. You heard me. All right. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Oh, GG unmuted.
Yeah, I have been eating up on the Culvers tonight, man. It's gonna go down in the booth.
Well, it's about to get stinking up there in the booth. With him shitting his pants out here.
Oh, wow. All right, anyways.
I love you.
Love you too.
Let's go back to back tonight.
Let's do that.
Question mark?
Crazy.
Anyways, about 2 minutes to go here in this warm-up session at Talladega.
Yeah, we're not even gonna question that. I mean, casual Eagles fan right here.
Okay.
Oh, and someone just spun out in pit lane.
All right. So about it, like I said, oh my God, we have somebody flipping. That is the one Rahman. Like I said, about 1:40 to go.
Wow, Zane Rahman took my number. That's just unbelievable.
So one thing to point out tonight is Payson Lindsay, because of the stuff he caused last week at Martinsville, he has a 3-lap penalty in this race tonight.
You know, I would say that's terrible, but we're not really at a short track or, you know, even a speedway. We're at Talladega here, and if there are any cautions at all, you know, he can get his lap back pretty easily.
3 laps.
Yeah, it's 3 laps, but, you know, we'll see with this field on, you know, how many cautions there are, because we saw what happened in Martinsville last week, and safe to say, nothing can't be done with that driver right there.
Yeah, but we don't usually see a whole lot of cautions here at Talladega in the Cup race. We saw a lot in the Xfinity race last night, but usually Xfinity has a lot of yellows at Talladega.
We'll see. It just all depends how they race, you know, if they're saving or what their strategy is. That really can all play into how many cautions, what happens in this race.
About 20 seconds to go in the warm-up session at Talladega. Qualifying, single car qualifying, 1 lap coming up next. Payson Lindsay is still being fat, and his PC won't load and he won't connect to the session.
Get insider information or something?
What?
Did you get some insider information?
No,
How do you
he's
know
here.
that?
He's just not connecting to the session. He's here.
Oh, wow. That's...
Oh.
Oh, wow. He's Brett. I'm saying that right.
Yep, you are. I think at least.
Wow. Oh, we can only hope.
All right. Here we
Time
go.
for qualifying.
Yep, here we go in Talladega. It's Cup Series qualifying. Real quick, let's look at your playoff bubble entering tonight, of course. And this is what you got to do. You got a bonus point for winning the pole. That could be important as these playoffs go on.
I was about to say the same thing.
All right, here we go. Cup Series qualifying from the Talladega Superspeedway. 1 lap for pole position. We've seen upset pole sitters already. Remember, C.J. Urban, who was on pole for the Xfinity race last night, had a legacy run. Unfortunately, got taken out late in the race, finished bottom 20.
Yeah, that was crazy when I had seen that. He went a lot faster than everyone else, even Cole Wilson, you know. And he's a qualifying merchant, and he even got beat by C.J. Urban.
Here's the 77 of Braden Hunsicker. There's the 9 of Bryce Benton as well. Starting to make a lap. There's the 08, that is Knox Thompson. 79 of Ashton Miller. Here's the 80 of Logan Giesbrett, the 90 of Eli Tomlin coming to the racetrack. Eli Tomlin had a chance to win the Xfinity race last night late in the going. And here comes the 79, Ashton Miller, down the front straightaway and heading back into 1 and 2.
And with one lap, you know, one little mistake and that's your whole lap ruined. So, you know, the pole is going to be really close here on who really makes the least amount of mistakes and who can stay really tight to that yellow line.
First on the in lap. What am I saying? On
Outlap.
on the outlet, you're gonna see them rip the outside lane.
Build up some speed.
Yep. And then they got
There you go.
planted down to the floor for one qualifying lap. Here's the 18. That's Brandon Piper. Here's Cole Clausen dead down the front straightaway. There's the 11 of Diego Rodriguez, the 43 of Donovan Hogan, and then 29 Richard
Some
Cherry.
laps are going to start coming in here soon.
Hunsaker so far top of the board. Miller is second. Thompson third. Benson fourth. Clausen goes P2. Not a bad lap for him. Down the back straightaway goes Eli Tomlin. Rowe goes top of the board now.
Wow. Wow.
Now it's Hillquich fastest.
Oh.
There's the 80, Logan Giesbert as well. The 90, that's Eli Tomlin. Wilkin is P3. Matthew White, I believe, yet to go. Still, though, on provisional pole, Sean Hillquich. Here comes Andrew Stacy across the line. Matthew White now top of the board.
White. Wow.
Surprise, surprise.
You know what I said about that number 7 car. Just a lot of luck and skill going into this race. You know, qualifying merchant.
So we now have a lot of late qualifiers. You usually see drivers like Bryce Benson, Cameron Chandler going to qualify here 7th, currently provisionally. Cameron Chandler, or I should say Bryce Benson, Richard Cherry coming on the racetrack as well. I believe Dylan Banks yet to go, so still some heavy hitters. Dylan Banks still on pit road here. There's Brady Van Camp. Had a top 10 run at Charlotte in the chaos late in that race. Definitely took advantage of that with the late race caution that came out. And he's making his second Cup start of the year for his own team, Highline Motorsports. Of course, they hold Juan Cobbs Jr. What? Am I seeing that right? I'm sorry,
Wow.
what?
Juan, hey,
What?
what did we say? Hey, you know, I'm pretty I don't remember if it was Cole Clausen or if it was, I don't know who it was that said Juan Cobbs was going to win this race, you know. That is a sign.
Erdman across the line. We know how good he is in qualifying here at Talladega. And he's top of the board. What a
Erdman.
lap, CJ Erdman. Like I said, it might be back-to-back poles. What are we witnessing? Cheery down the back straightaway he goes.
Wow. You know,
My God, qualifying absolutely intense. They make their way. Here's Cherry, about 13 seconds to go. He's the only one, I believe, on a lap. I don't even know if he's going to have enough time.
now CJ Erdman is getting booed for taking the pole away from Juan Cobbs. You know, this is really how the drivers feel about the Juan Cobbs pole. They were very excited about it.
And it won't matter. Cherry will not get a lap, and he's going to start outside the top 20. And it'll be CJ Urban 2 nights in a row. He's on pole again, and to his outside, by far, best career start, Juan Cobbs Jr.
Wow, that is just, you know, for a driver like that, good for him, you know.
Man, what a lap. I thought Matthew White had it sealed up, but no. Erdman, oh my God. Erdman Cobbs come out of nowhere, and wow.
Yeah, Juan Cobbs Jr. was the first surprise, and then, you know, Erdman must know the strategy to qualifying here at Talladega because back-to-back poles, you don't really see that much. And Cole Clausen's back.
I am just so proud of Juan Cobbs, man. I mean, he deserved that pole all the way, but came up short. But we already know he's gonna win the race, so it don't matter.
Ethan Trundler.
Yeah.
We have been informed that stage is at the end of lap 48.
Look, you can change it, right?
No.
How? Okay. All right. I guess at the end of lap 48.
It's half, because I have it at the end of, I have it for halfway. By
And
changes,
halfway,
gonna screw something up.
Ethan Trentler did the math, and halfway is at the end of lap 47. All right, anyways, let's go through your starting order. Of course, CJ Ehrman on pole here in Talladega. Career best start. Juan Cobbs Jr., who's outside. First playoff driver, comes into this race a whopping plus 60, Matthew White. Then you got Sean Hillquist, another playoff driver who's outside. Rowe, Wilkin, Hunsicker, Clausen, Chandler, and Logan Giesbert ran at your top 10. Of the top 10 drivers, you have 5 of them that are playoff drivers. As the cars will roll
All right,
off
Ethan
the grid.
Trendler, can you give me some permission so we can bring in Juan Cobbs Jr. and ask him, you know, how he was really flying in that lap?
Well, you should have them. I don't think he's actually in VC, so that's... Oh, wait, no. Here we go. And it doesn't work. Okay.
Nice.
All right, anyways. I don't know why Discord's being fat and just not letting us do anything, but okay.
Hey, give me permissions. I'll try to drag him in here.
It's not working. I told you. I tried to do it, and it doesn't work.
Okay, hold up. We need Chandler.
All right, anyways, as they head down the back straightaway, going to come to pit road this time by the check pit road speed, check their pit boxes, and do all the usual stuff on pit road. Dylan Banks actually...
Oh, there we go.
Dylan Banks
Juan
did
Cobbs
not...
Jr. is now in here. Juan Cobbs, so what was going on in that lap that made you really fly like that?
Just keep my foot to the pedal and run it all around there.
Okay. You know, that's a very big upset in front of Matthew White. And Cameron Chandler's talking about wrecking already. All right, Juan Cobbs. Well, hope you have a great race, you know, from the 6-7 car, and good luck, driver.
Appreciate it. Hopefully we can have a great race for y'all.
As Juan Cobbs Jr. rolls around, he's going to be starting second. Best ever starting spot. I mean, Super Speedway,
All right, Ethan, you
Talladega
need to drag
qualifying.
him out of here because I don't have permissions.
Okay. Talladega qualifying, like I said, always puts on some crazy stuff.
Okay, now can you give me perms before they, like, go green?
What perms do you need? You have guest
I
commentary.
can't move anybody.
Oh,
Can't
is
even
Juan
see any
Co-
of the
I don't-
channels.
Juan Cobbs Jr. electing not to check his pit stall. Okay.
Oh, hello, Dylan Banks.
Hey, Ethan.
Yeah.
Can you, when John Butler gets into one of the regular VCs, can you pull him down to with us, please?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. He's joining one of the regular VCs.
As they come to pit
Thank you.
road, and they check their pit boxes and whatever. So we're just about ready to go in Talladega. Here we go. This is Talladega, of course. CJ Ehrman, like I said, on pole. Starting to his outside, he got Juan Cobbs Jr. What a starting spot it's going to be for him.
Man, that is just unbelievable, you know. We interviewed him here and, you know, just didn't have much to say, so I'm still very surprised on how that driver really got the pace up in front of Matthew White, the qualifying merchant.
Lowest starting playoff driver going to be John Butler, starting 23rd here tonight. Of course, like I said, 6 of them inside the top 10. The only 2 not inside the top 10. Dylan Banks starting 20th, and then, like I said, Butler starting 23rd. So it's got to be crucial for them to get up here as this race goes on. All right.
Ethan, what if I leave and join back? Because I have the mod thing.
It would work.
You say it won't work.
Here we go. From the Talladega Super Speedway, this is the moment you have been waiting for. The Cup Series playoffs are just about to be underway. There are so many changes coming in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League over the next season, but one thing for this racetrack is going to always stay the same. Cars run down this front straightaway. It's Ehrman on pole. To the restart zone they go. This is Talladega. We are up and underway from the Talladega Super Speedway. Let's go.
Oh, and Juan Cobb's down to the inside. Wow, Juan Cobbs Jr.
And there's Urban already to the outside. They're side by side with the lead. CJ Urban back to the outside. They switch lines. They head down the back straightaway. Opening time in Talladega. Matthew White pushing on the inside lane, looking to get Juan Cobbs Jr. clear. Juan Cobbs Jr. is looking to lead his first ever lap in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series here. So once again, they head down the front stretch. All of the bumper he will go. To the Trial, the 7, the all-time wins leader, pushing the guy about to get his first ever lap sled. How about Juan Cobbs Jr.? He'll lead lap 1. What a story. As they push their way back into 1 and 2 here at Talladega. Opening laps from the Talladega Super Speedway. Gotta be careful. It's still a long race tonight. 95 laps. Halfway break at the end of lap 48 in this one. As they head down the back straightaway once again, pulling out a line. There goes Braden Hunsicker. You might see the 8 of Chandler go there. And there's the 7 of Matthew White. Oh, he's going to try to side draft, and his teammate, Braden Hunsicker, going to pick him up here. Early race going on side by side. They head door to door. Down this front straightaway again, as you can see, Pace and Lindsay currently on pit road serving his 3-lap penalty. Side by side they go. Back to the trial, but nearly contact between these two leaders. Matthew White back around the outside looking for his 4th straight win, which will be the first time somebody got 4th straight wins in an extremely long time. Of course, absolutely been on fire late in the season. As they head down the backstretch once again. Juan Cobbs Jr. pulling out a line. Maybe not loving what he sees early on. Still already led a lap here and doing all right as they head down the backstretch. 3 cars clearing inside. There's now Matthew White leading this race outside, being led by the 71 of Cole Clausen. They make their way to 3 and 4 yet again. Pace and Lindsay, of course, still sitting on pit road. Gonna make sure he does that. You never know with Pace. Heading down the front stretch once again to come to lap 4 at Talladega Super Speedway. In the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series here in season number 4, the final next-gen race at Talladega for the foreseeable future. There's Cole Clausen now working that outside lane with the 80 of Logan Giesbrecht. Oh, Eli Tomlin maybe being split out of line there for a second. Dylan Banks through the middle he goes. He's gonna, the 90 of Tomlin gonna maybe fall back on that top. Clausen, the 71 up outside with Giesbrecht. Middle or bottom is definitely very, very strong. Top starting to deteriorate. Usually see these kind of things at Talladega, and kind of starting to happen already here up front. Juan Cobbs Jr. has dropped all the way back to 26th place. Lindsay will go 3 laps down now. He'll be able to pull off pit road. Lap 5 underway in Talladega, side by side between the 48 of Dylan Banks and the 9 of Bryce Benson. But of course, teammates out front from Highline Motorsports currently control this race. Matthew White, Braden Hunsicker, top 3 all from the playoffs. White, Hunsicker, and Chandler. They're all above the cut line again to advance to the championship 4. Then you got Trenton Wilkin maybe already passing his teammate. That 4th spot inside the championship 4 I definitely think is going to be the most interesting between Banks, Wilkin, and whoever. Up the race, you're getting shot on the line. There is the 80 of Giesbrecht.
Really within 8 points of each other, you know, that's really close.
And Giesbrecht going to fall back here. Banks now all over the back bumper of Cole Clausen. But then outside still beginning to go away even more. Early in the going at Talladega. Matthew White currently with the lead. He has dominated the laps lead count for a little bit. Pace and Lindsay, you can see here in the 99, he's all by himself. He might even be put 4 laps down. Needs to see a caution already pretty soon. And there goes Sean Rowe. Outside is coming back. Sean Rowe to the outside now, getting a shove by Cole Clausen. Dylan Banks also lined up there. Cherry, and how about Knox Thompson, his Cup Series debut. Sean Rowe in the 20s to that side lane. They're going to go side by side with Matthew White for the lead of this race. Rowe outside, Cole Clausen on his bumper. Still though, early going in Talladega. I wouldn't see maybe too much aggression early on, but you never know. Side by side through the tribal, Sean Rowe around the outside at a strong run last week in Martinsville, looking to take the lead away. Cole Clausen pushing on his back bumper. Oh, up the racetrack a little bit. Dylan Banks and Richard Cherry. Rowe, good momentum outside. White trying to side draft as they head down the back straightaway. Outside has good momentum. There's Cole Clausen pushing Sean Rowe clear, and they're both clear. Then they go down. Sean Rowe going to take the lead in Talladega, and I got Dylan Banks lead in the outside lane. Matthew White gets shuffled back to fourth. White all over the back bumper of Clausen. He's going to almost push him up the racetrack a little bit there. Rowe, now will he try to make some blocks happen? Got Dylan Banks coming outside, push from Cherry in the 29. Banks, good shove again. He's going to actually lead that lap, and he's coming outside here, side by side for the lead in this race with Sean Rowe in the 20. These two Toyotas that dominated the opening half at Martinsville last week. And up front, getting clear, there is Dylan Banks. Knox Thompson, of course, like I said, in his first ever Cup Series start tonight, leading the top with Logan Giesbrecht in tow. Same thing with Eli Tomlin, Logan's teammate. They, of course, Tomlin had a fantastic run last week at, I should say last night at Talladega in the Xfinity Series race. Running up front, had a chance for the win, unfortunately, on the final lap, got turned around. Actually working with Brandon Pfeiffer. Oh, almost getting split. Does Knox Thompson up the racetrack. Logan Giesbrecht in the 80 as well. They're going to almost be 3 wide for a second. They have to get back in line. Saw the 8 of Cameron Chandler there. They're getting a little bit dicey up here on lap 9. Chandler tries to get in line. There's the 20 of Sean Rowe to the outside, maybe getting momentum. Watch this big shove coming from the 7 of Matthew White. He's going to get a huge push. I should say, Dylan Banks, no momentum on the bottom. That checks up the bottom big time, and Sean Rowe being pushed back to the lead of this race. Matthew White in tow. Matthew White had such a big shove from the 77 of Hunsaker. He now has some back-end damage. And he's going to pull outside, looking to take the lead and let this 20 out. Matthew White back to the outside, help from his teammate Braden Hunsaker. And White's going to lead this lap to lap 10 in Talladega we go. And they're going to clear inside. Cole Clausen, when you can, we're 10 laps into this race. We got 39 to go to the halfway break, still a ways to go. What's the fuel situation looking like, if you can give us an update when you can? We'll give him a break here because he's kind of in the middle of the pack here at Talladega. Don't want to distract him too much. There's Knox Thompson on the outside lane. Look at Giesbrecht as well, pushing that 08. And look at the 20 of Sean Rowe coming outside, door to door with Cameron Chandler. But they are not able to make it to the end on fuel if it stays green. We get a caution, maybe 20 or so laps, then we would be good at the end on the stage, I had to imagine. There's Rowe again. Outside, maybe falling back. White retakes the lead, of course. It's been kind of back and forth between White, Chandler, and Hunsaker all kind of working together. And then, of course, the other Toyotas, Dylan Banks and Sean Rowe, trying to trade the lead back. Rowe now leads the top.
Yeah.
Top deteriorated early in the race. We see the same kind of thing now. But Cherry's dropping outside now.
Yeah, you can see Matthew White, Braden Hunsaker, and Cameron Chandler are really controlling the lines here. And that's just under screen.
I don't know what iRacing's doing, but okay. Braden Hunsaker, for some reason, his hood is flapping around. I don't think that's actually what's going on. iRacing's just being, I don't even know. Head down the front straightaway once again here with Talladega. I'm assuming it's only
something happened, but
no, yeah. There we are.
Cool
A little bit weird, but okay. There is Cherry on the outside, help from Knox Thompson as they head back down the backstretch.
Not very much help on the outside.
I mean, but the outside did. We saw the outside can definitely work. Dylan Banks now lined up fourth in line. The top 4 cars actually getting a little bit of gap between Rowe and Cherry. Huntsicker has to drop out of line. You can't stay too tight behind a car for too long, like you see Huntsicker doing. He's dropping out of line to get some fresh air on his nose to make sure that race car doesn't overheat. Well, we see maybe Dylan Banks drop outside in a minute. Cherry has momentum on the top. He's there, no, Dylan stays low. Lap 13 underway at the Talladega Superspeedway. Matthew White currently leads, but outside momentum coming. Look at Cherry up on the outside, getting pushed from the 08 to Knox Thompson.
I was about to say, the top is going in.
Knox Thompson having a pretty solid debut so far, running inside the top 5. And pushing Richard Cherry, of course, your Xfinity Series regular season champion. Lap car, there's Payson Lindsay running, of course, way slow. You probably just have to get out of the way. This is exactly the start of the race. Payson Lindsay does not want to see. No caution to save him from being put 4 laps down. Yet at least there could be still a caution in the next few corners. And then no cautions early on to give him slap back. That is just not what Payson Lindsay wants to see early in this one.
Yeah, you were not wrong when they said the Cup races here at Talladega have been pretty clean so far, not really many yellows.
Look at the back bumper of that 7 car Matthew White. I pointed out earlier in the race. He has a big dent in the back of that race car as they go to lap Payson Lindsay. Now he's 4 laps down after getting that huge penalty on pit road. For 3 laps ELL penalty before the race first got underway because of last week's drama in Martinsville. Definitely better than a suspension, but not going to be too nice. He'll try to get in line in the pack here, right in front of Zane Vermont. See Bryce Benson running back here in 16th place, not in the playoffs anymore. Biggest surprise elimination in the round of 12 just was not his round outside of Charlotte. DNF in Las Vegas, and then after Charlotte, of course, a crash after the race happened. He was actually injured. Coming into Martinsville, was not cleared the race there. Of course, cleared the race tonight here in Talladega, but without a chance at the championship anymore. Here's that 77, Braden Huntsicker, all of the back bumper of his teammate Matthew White. Outside once again, still being led by Cherry and Knox Thompson. You don't see, it's Payson Lindsay. I don't know why he's racing 4 laps down like this. I was going to say, you haven't seen too much aggression tonight for the most part, because obviously we're only 15 laps into this 95-lap race. Still over 30 to go in the stage as well.
DJ Ehrman, his teammate, pushing him, and that might be why he's trying to get back in line.
Here's Sean Hill, which currently runs 7th inside the top 10. On his bumper, his teammate, the 12 Trenton Wilkins. Head back into 3 and 4. Cherry again leading the top line with the 08 of Thompson. Logan Giesbert lined up there. Same thing with Eli Tomlin. Of course, not a whole lot of momentum coming to the outside lane. They're about 6 or so cars back. I mean, definitely a very big characteristic of the next gen at Talladega. I mean, remember back to live action back here. Outside, getting spit out of line is the lap car Payson Lindsay. You saw it in Daytona for the regular season finale. There was actually a really solid race in there. We really didn't have the inside being dominant whatsoever. That was a very good race, of course.
I think if they could work together on the top line, though, it could be a you know, you might actually see some action in that top line. You know, starting to form up here soon, because I think people are going to realize the line is viable. And even though everybody's on the bottom right now, I think you'll start to see it shuffle up.
Richard Cherry back on the outside lane. He's actually getting a run, trying to side draft these cars, heading back on 1 and 2. And oh, there's Braden Huntsicker to the outside lane, bails on his teammate Matthew White, and now he's going to lead the top and has a run to maybe even take the lead here, side by side with the 7, heading back into 3 and 4 they go. Honestly shocked by that. Now Chandler pushes the 7 of white. Hunsicker falling back still on the outside lane, though. Cherry going to have to try to shove him once again, heading through the trial. Matthew White getting an absolute shove by the 8 car of Chandler. All over his bumper, getting a little bit sideways as well. And here's Hunsicker. Through 1 and 2 he goes. What a shove by Richard Cherry. Absolutely all over his back bumper, giving a colossal push, heading down the back straightaway. They're both clear, and they're both going to clear the low. New leader in Talladega, it is Braden Hunsicker. Look at the outside, now being led by the 08 of Knox Thompson, with Logan Gies right up there as well. Ooh, a little bit of a bobble on the bottom. 3 wide action almost behind him. They're trying to form maybe a 3rd lane. Connor Asbell. Oh, gives Andrew Stacy a bit of a shove. Hunsicker tries to block outside. It's getting a little bit dicey here. There's the 29 of Cherry as well. Look at the 3rd lane forming. Through the middle goes Thompson. Tomlin trying to block. They are 4 wide down the front straightaway. My goodness, look at this action. To lap 20 we go in Talladega. A huge shove. Look at Andrew Stacy to the outside lane. 3 wide, back into 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think on the backstretch you might see Andrew Stacy with a big run.
This changed dramatically. They had 3 by 3. Look at Giesbrecht to the outside. He leads the top. Middle might fall back. Still up in that outside lane. Look at Matthew White pulling out of line, but out of Cherry. Outside continues to fall back. Oh, Dylan Banks, we got cars already coming to pit road. ETR lefting the pit very, very early here. Brings all 3 of their race cars down to pit road. Oh, Trenton Wilkin. Oh, we got a car spinning on pit road. Around goes the 81 of Sean Hilquich. The Johnson Motorsports cars, of course, in that alliance, will join them. That is not what Sean wants to see. It looks like Wilkin could have been speeding as well. As these drivers continue to stay out. White racing for the lead, side by side with his teammate Hunsicker. Everyone trying to get in line now. Maybe you're going to see pit stops coming up. And here's Chandler to the inside again on White, looking to take the lead. He's not clear yet. 3 wide action still as they head side by side. Look at Hunsicker to the bumper of his teammate. Goes up there. Watching those drivers coming off pit road, they should be. I don't think anyone had a penalty yet, reported at least. They stay out for now, and Matthew White's going to retake the lead. What a race these last few laps in Talladega. So they're off pit road. Here they come. I don't believe any of them have a penalty. Ooh, Cherry outside. That was a bit of a shove wrong for the 08 of Knox Thompson. And that got chaotic for a minute. Now Chandler, no help on the outside lane. He's gonna be picked up by Cherry. So the ETR cars pit very, very early. That's like, they could have made another 10 or so laps, I think. I don't know why they pitted so early. Obviously a different strategy with Johnson Motorsports also involved. They have 5 of them that came on and off the road. There was Sean Hilquich, Dylan Banks, Trenton Wilkin, then Johnson Motorsports cars of John Butler, and of course the Juan Cobb Jr. And of course half the Cup Series playoff grid is actually, in the remaining playoff grid is actually in that 4 cars. The other playoff drivers running here up front, Matthew White, Braden Hunsicker, Cameron Chandler inside the top 5. They of course haven't visited pit road yet. Then you look back to Ashton Miller, currently running in 20th, also hasn't visited pit road yet. So when will we see your leaders come to pit? Still early in the going at Talladega. So they head back down the front stretch. There's Chandler trying to side drive tight. He's got a huge push to the top. Side by side with Lloyd. He's going to lead this lap. Cherry all over his back bumper. What a shove. Oh! Getting lined back on the bottom. That was nearly bad. As look at Payson Lindsay on the outside. He might try to unlap himself here and then hope for a caution right away. We know he's always aggressive to do anything. Stuck on the outside lane there as they're 3 wide further back. Bottom now getting all shoved up. You got to imagine once it's maybe time to come to pit road, they're going to start to use that bottom to their advantage. And There is Thompson to the pit road, or not pit road, into the bottom. Oh, that's actually Irvin, I should say. He pulls back out of line now.
Still nobody in.
And there is big 94 of Urban to the outside, going with Pace and Lindsay up on the top. 25 laps under green. We've been all green so far tonight in Talladega. Of course, got to still see pit stops in this long green flag run. We have seen the ETR and Johnson Motorsports cars visit pit road. Other than that, no one else. Ooh, that's a shove by Lindsay to the bumper of Urban. He goes up the track.
Oh.
My goodness. Heading back here in 3 and 4.
Oh,
And here they
there
go.
goes a lot of
All the Highline Motorsports cars, the Team Chevy Motor Club cars come to pit road. Everyone's smoking the tires. Got to come as aggressively as possible. As here they are on pit road. First green flag pit stops for main leaders on pit road. It's about 7 of them on pit road here, and most of your leaders. As here they are. Fuel only, I'd have to imagine. Just going to pack it up as much as you need for the stage as they come off of pit road. There's the 7 of Matthew White still in. That's a great stop for Hunsaker. He's gone. White now rolls off with Chandler. I don't know if that's actually too great for Hunsaker, because now he's going to have to hope that these guys don't do anything to compromise him. Here come the ETR cars. This is the battle, what would be right now for the lead. The rest of the drivers still on the racetrack here. This second group of a lot of random cars. There's the ETR cars that came to pit road, then it was the kind of the Team Chevy Highline cars that came, and then you got this whole random group, kind of bunch of people. Here come the, and there's Hunsaker. He's got a huge gap. I don't know why his pit stop was so quick, but he has got no help now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. I wish I could drag him in and ask him what's going on, but
Here come the
comms are
ETR.
broken.
The ETR cars come to speed. This group isn't grouped up. This group is. As we got cars on pit road. Oh, Hunsaker speeding on the pit lane. Obviously, penalty. And man, this is big. Braden Hunsaker, he's probably going to be put a lap down now, speeding in the pits. Absolutely does not want to see this. He's going to have to maybe, or no, I don't know, maybe not enough fuel? I'm not exactly sure. But obviously, it's come to pit road, and here they come. The rest of the leaders to pit road. Hunsaker now rolls off. I don't exactly know. I don't think it was a penalty, actually. They're going to take fuel only for these guys. There is what would be right now, I believe, your leader, the 8 of Cameron Chandler. There's plenty of Sean Rowe running all by himself. Actually, he would be the leader. I believe he actually stayed out, though. Not exactly sure. This is going to be detrimental for Sean Rowe. He's going to get swallowed up. Once again, they head down the front straightaway. There's Bryce Benson in the bottom of the 9. He's rolling off pit road now. Lap 28, Talladega. Here come cars off pit road. Lindsay, of course, still multiple laps down. Here come the cars at speed. Chandler, I think, should just be able to rock it around. And then you got the second group of cars that just went side by side with the cars coming off pit road. They head down the back straightaway again. Still yet to pit is Sean Rowe, I believe. Good momentum outside. Chandler, which would be Stacy right now for the lead if everyone pitted. Only car I believe that hasn't pitted so far is Sean Rowe. Oh, he's going to be shuffled out of the line there for a second. I don't think he's pitted. Not 100% sure. We got the second group of cars now. Chandler drops low. Look at the second group back here. It's side-by-side action between Brandon Pfeiffer and the 48 of Dylan Banks, and they are way back. They got to get single file. They have more cars than this group. They can do it, but they got to get single file if they want to make something work. Pace and Lindsay now on the bottom. They'll get put, what, 5 laps down, I believe. Or no, now it's 4 laps down still. Ooh, look at Knox Thompson, then it'll help Connor Aswell. Yeah, this group is not very formed up at all. They don't have a lot of cars. This group's got to get single file. They won't want to make something happen now. They're still those side by side. Look it up here, coming to lap 30 in Talladega. So got 19 to go to the halfway break from Dega tonight. And Andrew Stacy is on the apron. He's going to slide up the racetrack, nearly to the door of Pace and Lindsay. That could have been bad. CJ Urban going to get back in line on the bottom. Same thing with Connor Asbell as they head down the backstretch yet again. Now they get all single file in line. Cameron Chandler now leading in Talladega. Second is Matthew White. Third is Sean Rowe. I think he pitted, actually. I don't know how he came out so far in front, though. That was definitely weird. 9 cars in this lead group. Then you got the second big group of cars that ultimately a net loss on pit road. They're back to single file. They do have more power and speed and more cars. They just got to keep the single file, and they might be able to run down these guys. The gap is about 5 seconds or so. And they're going to actually race side by side. Look at Urban to the outside of his teammate, Andrew Stacy. Interesting to see these two racing. Pace and Lindsay up there as well.
Questionable move from the Questionable Motorsports team, you know. I don't know what he's trying to do there.
Cameron Chandler continues to lead here in Talladega. There's Pace and Lindsay up the track. Banks, they are all, I don't know, they're actually not closing, I don't believe. They're not too packed in line. They got to be more packed. They want to make something work. They head down this front straightaway yet again.
Richard Cheery showing frustration, saying, get in line or you're going to get wrecked.
I mean, tempers flare. We saw that in Martinsville last week. Roshan Kokas visited pit road a little bit ago. He's now 3 laps down. He's back. I think he might be out of the race. Some mechanical issue, obviously, for Roshan Koch. He's going to be our first retirement on lap 32 in Talladega. They're back side by side up here. Look at Urban to the outside lane, your pulse hitter, getting pushed by his teammate, Andrew Stacy. That's interesting that they're making this work. I mean, I wouldn't want to be side by side because that second group could now start to close. I'm surprised that second group with more cars and being single file hasn't been able to close up. They're all the way back. They got, what, over 10 cars, 11? This group, the other one only has 8. And they're side by side. They still haven't really been able to close. They're actually honestly losing time somehow, some way. Really don't know. Heading back in a 1 and 2. Go your leaders a little bit loose down there as they try to get in line. Look at Pace and Lindsay on the bottom. They're racing for last in this pack. Lindsay actually is an extra car. Because of him being a lap down. So there's actually 10 cars in this group. There's 11 in the second one. They're back to single file. There's the second group, led by Dylan Banks. 3 ETR cars in line. Banks has the stage point technically. So let's say this. So especially if they can't catch back up to the lead group, and this is a battle for 10th place, the final stage point. I know they're teammates up front, but how will it be between Dylan Banks, who's getting a shove by Trenton Wilkin, those two both in the battle for the final championship for spot entering the round of 8. They also got Sean Hillcoach who needs points. 1 stage point up for grabs currently in this second group.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, what they, you know, rash it out and fight for it, or will they just keep trying to catch up to the main pack and just, you know, Dylan Banks win the extra point? I don't know. We'll see.
And Matthew White just powers to the outside of Cameron Chandler to take the lead here in Talladega. What a move. He now takes the lead once again. We're going to come to lap 35 here tonight. Chandler again dropping outside. They're starting to race door to door. But that second group is still losing time. They're now back to 7 seconds. It was 6 seconds a little bit ago. Chandler on the outside. He might fall back if nobody lets him in line, though. Yes, he will. This is not going to be very good for Cameron Chandler. Got Connor Aswell. He's had a quiet night. Got his teammate Ashton Miller on his bumper. And Cameron Chandler here going to fall back. He might get picked up by CJ Urban. Oh, and a shove down the back straightaway. And now Matthew White gets pushed out of line. Sean Rowe to the inside, looking to take the lead. Somehow that second group still is not catching up. Oh, and they're going to be up the racetrack here with Cameron Chandler, 7 of Matthew White, and the 94 of CJ Urban.
That front really just shuffled up just like that.
Second group of cars, this is big for Zander Vaughn, who was about to be put a lap down, and Braden Hunsicker. Of course, Braden had to come down pit road a second time, obviously, because he came out like 10 seconds ahead of everybody else. Didn't get any fuel in that car. Like maybe a splash or so. I don't know what was going on in that pit stop. I don't think it was a penalty, just very weird miscommunication. And he's going to be cost for this. Currently runs 26th or 25th. Connor Asbell all over the back bumper of the 20th. Sean Rose, they make their way back into 3 and 4. Up the racetrack is the 77 Hunsicker. There's the 1 of Zanerman as well. And they are going to move out of the way. Another lap car, that is the 11 of Diego Rodriguez. So currently on the free pass now is Zanerman. Oh, Hunsicker gets picked up by his teammate Matthew White. I'm assuming Matthew's definitely going to try to help him get the free pass here. Because he also got another lap car, which before the end of the stage could definitely, there's CJ moving to the outside lane, could definitely be lapped here. Over 10 to go in the stage. Oh my God! Ern was sideways loose. That was nearly him being turned around. Oh, and Rodriguez, I guess the lap car, or the leaders expected the lap car to get out of the way. Clearly not for Rodriguez. He will keep it pinned on the bottom. And Rodriguez now ahead of Hunsicker. This is actually a battle right now for the free pass position. Mason Lindsay, this is not at all what he wanted to see. Oh, as they head down the back straightaway, Payson Lindsay still 4 laps down. I mean, his race is pretty much over if we don't get more caution flags. Front straightaway here at Talladega through the trial, but they go. Sean Rowe continues to lead this race. Third in line, you can see the 79 Ashley Miller. He's actually got his teammate, the 72 of Connor Asbell on his bumper. Look at Payson Lindsay getting pushed to the outside of that 99 by Braden Hunsicker. My God, what a shove. Payson Lindsay not, of course, taking the lead away here, but a huge, huge push down the back straightaway. Look at Payson Lindsay just soar out front of this pack. They are flying. Matthew White going to take the lead. He's the only other non-lap car up here. Green and Ron dropping in a line. They're catching another lap car. That's the Highline Motorsports team owner, Brady Van Kamp. He's up the racetrack in the 89 car. Let's now check on the second group, who there has been a change for the final stage point. Trenton Wilkin now up to 10. But they're still 8.9 seconds back. I mean, I don't understand at all how they haven't been able to close. That is unbelievable. Now with 9 to go to the halfway break in Talladega. We've got under green so far on lap 40. Matthew White can now, or actually Braden Hunsicker now, no. I can't even keep this straight. Oh, Hunsicker all over the back cover of the other lap car, Payson Lindsay. Of course, right now, leading the race is Matthew White. Other two are lap cars ahead of him. Hunsicker is actually, of course, currently has unlapped himself. That would right now give the free pass to Diego Rodriguez. Get outside, the Highline Motorsports teammates, or Clear High Motor Racing teammates of CJ Urban and Andrew Stacy up here. Got Max Thompson working the bottom, Diego Rodriguez as well. of course, still top 3 all ETR, led by Trenton Wilkin, who right now has the final stage point. Dylan Banks looking at maybe inside, almost trying to get there. There's the 81 of Sean Hilgrich as well. They head down the backstretch again. Ooh, Hunsicker almost up the racetrack a little bit, and there is Matthew White to cover to his bumper. So right now the situation is White, Hunsicker running 1 and 2. The only other playoff driver in this lead group is Ashton Miller, currently running 5th. So he's the only one that technically needs stage points. How aggressive is he going to be for them maybe to get some more? Comes into this race in a deep pole, of course. After it was announced he got a 10-point penalty coming to this round after Martinsville. He got entered minus 29 already to the playoff cut line. That 10-point penalty hurt him drastically. Been all under green here in Talladega so far in this race. Completely the opposite of what we saw last night in the Xfinity Series. I mean, I was saying this race primarily goes caution-free for a lot of the runs. Had no cautions already, coming to lap 44. It's a very high-paced race at Talladega so far. At this point, the Xfinity Series broadcast is on track to be longer than this one. I mean, if this was the Xfinity Series, we'd be coming to 11 to go this time by. That's just how quick of a pace this has been. Not yet to halfway in Talladega in the Cup Series. Matthew White's been pushing his teammate Braden Hunsicker again just to make sure he stays on the lead lap. There's Andrew Stacy on the outside, Brady Van Camp up there as well. There is a little bit of nose damage and back end damage for some of these race cars just inside the top 10. We saw Urban give Chandler an absolutely huge shove down the back straightaway about 15-20 laps ago. That just gave him that front end nose damage. Look back here, that second group still single file. I'm just lost for words on how they haven't been able to even make any ground up.
Yeah, and they've been losing time too. It's not like they're just maintaining the pace, they're really just losing time.
There is Brady Van Camp once again to the outside. CJ Urban with him. Brady Van Camp currently a lap down. Wants to try to maybe even unlap himself. Starting to come to the end of this stage. Ready to go to the halfway break. Of course, stage points awarded at the top 10. How will that second group all go over that? Of course, there's going to be about a 9-second delay before the caution comes out because of Wilkin running in 10th in that second group. Top 10 all has to cross the line. Camp again outside with CJ Erdman. Up top they go to the trial. Coming to 2 to go in the stage at Talladega Superspeedway. Matthew White right now would have the stage win. Cameron Chandler, can he find some sort of help to maybe help him get up around the 7 car? Chandra running 3rd in line, not in the playoffs. The only other playoff driver in the lead group is Ashton Miller, who's almost getting pushed out of line on the bottom. In that 79 car, currently runs 7th, might even fall back even more. As they head down the back straightaway, lapping to have to go to the halfway break. Here in Talladega. Matthew White continues to lead the inside lane. Oh, there is the 94 of Erdman. Here's the 77 of Hunsicker up the racetrack. He's giving White a little bit of a tow, but will anyone be able to take advantage of that as they come to 1 to go in until the halfway break at Talladega. Final lap on the stage. Playoff point is up for grabs, which doesn't honestly even matter at this point, heading to the championship course the next round. Final lap of the stage here in Talladega. Heading back on a 1 and 2. Oh, there's Hunsicker, of course, still a lap down. Up the racetrack he'll go. Once again, pushing down the back stretch they go. Talladega Superspeedway will look at Sean Rowe on the outside, getting help from the 72 of Connor Aswell. He's actually, of course, I'm getting kind of disoriented here with the battle for the lead. It's actually currently side by side with Twin and Matthew White. Rowe's got a huge shove. Oh, the 77 of Hunsicker tries to go up there to maybe protect his teammate through the trial, but they go. Here in Talladega, look at Sean Rowe to the outside, gets blocked by Payson Lindsay. I don't know what Payson's doing. Through the trial, but they go. Coming to the green and white checkered flag. Who's it gonna be? It'll be, I don't, Matthew White got it,
Matthew
barely.
White.
And they still got to come to the stage here. My goodness, look at this. And now Wilkin back here going to cross the line, bring out the caution. He finishes 10th. White barely gets it. The stage caution is out. Wow. You got to look at that replay real quick. What a battle there at the end. First caution of the night in Talladega.
We have some beef between Rao and Payson Lindsay after that block.
I don't know why, Payson. That's kind of unacceptable. What are we doing?
To be completely fair, he is fighting for his lap there, trying to get it back.
No,
He's ahead of the field. He's gonna get his lap back.
I mean, honestly, but he's 4 laps down. Like,
Yeah, no, I don't understand that part of it. I would understand more if Hunsicker were to throw a block like that because he's only 1 lap.
and he's not even
down.
near the free pass position either to get any more back later. So it doesn't make sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyways, Matthew White wins the stage. Again, kind of got help there by, of course, Rowe getting blocked. Man.
All right, Ethan. I'm gonna close my Discord out real quick and see if I can load back and see if I can drag people in here. Okay?
All right.
Might have to drag me back in, but we'll see. Okay, well, none of the teams are there, but I can see Jacob Florino in post race.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know why it's not working, but anyways, we are on lap 50 in Talladega. How about this, Brody Webster? First caution of the night, lap 50. A halfway break, even.
You know, I'm very surprised that it went green the whole way, but at the same time, you know, the way they've been racing, they're racing really smart, you know, not really fighting too much, because, you know, there's not much to fight for, you know, stage points are obviously not as important as, you know, the win is. So most drivers are going to want to survive that first stage, and now maybe the second stage, especially going towards, you know, that 95th lap, they're definitely going to be fighting for it for sure.
We had about 8 cautions at this point in the Xfinity race last night. Tonight, first caution of the day, and it's not even for an incident. It's the halfway break in Talladega. Did an excellent job for the first 50 laps in this one, keeping it green. Here these are why these are the Cup Series drivers, obviously. Xfinity drivers still learning, doing a great job in their sake. But as they come to pit road here, halfway break pit stops.
Now we're going to see who's going to gain and who's going to lose positions in pit road. Matthew White, the leader.
Here they come. They're taking
four
tires. Good stop. Look at Cameron Chandler. He's going to roll off pit road first. Second, how about Sean Rowe? P2. Third, Cole Claude. Look at Matthew White. He is just falling back. Oh, he's probably trying to repair some of the back end damage. And he's going to be way back in the pack now. And now he comes off. So,
wow.
Of course,
that is a lot of positions lost for Matthew White.
getting the free pass is Diego Rodriguez. Hunsicker was still on the lead lap. We'll be right back in Talladega. Halfway break underway.
Can you bring in Payson? We gotta give him an interview about what that block was. Wow, he's down.
Well, Cole Clausen here to bring you the mid-race report. The first stage has gone completely green, and yeah, this 71 Ford Mustang is running in third. So we're gonna look to get ourselves a win and having a fun time out here at Talladega, baby. Let's go.
You know, good for you, Cole Clausen. You know, coming out of the pits, you know, how many spots do you think you gained out of the pits?
I think I gained like 6 or 7, maybe. Nah, I gained like 3. So, yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. You know, running in third, but Chandler in front, and Ro, you're gonna be to the inside behind Chandler. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, just gonna shove him until I can't shove him no more, and see where that gets me.
You know
So
what? Good luck, driver.
Cole Clausen, real quick, what does our fuel look like here? Lap 51, we're going to restart in lap 53 coming to the choose this time.
I got 38 laps left to fuel.
All right, so that is not enough. It's closer than it was, but it's not enough.
All right, Ethan, drag in Payson Lindsay. If he's in the...
I kind of can't right now. All right,
Wow.
coming to the shoes.
Nice.
As there's the 8 of Chandler. He's going to go low. Sean Rowe also goes low outside for Cole Clausen. They choose back here. Bottom both go low. Matthew White going to restart here outside the top 10. They're in that 7 car. As they're all pit right here, trying to fill up at the end. There's Dylan Banks. The ETR cars maybe making their second and final pit stop, which would be on the green a little bit shorter, which could help.
Cheery has disconnected.
Wow, what happened there? Some sort of mechanical glitch, obviously, for Cheery. Didn't have a wreck or anything, didn't have any cautions. No, there hasn't been a single car around so far in these first 53 laps. If we make it to past lap 55, that will mean the entire Xfinity race distance gone green without a single car even around. I know you guys in that race couldn't really say the same, Brody.
You know, yeah. You can't say the same because we're, you know, Xfinity drivers, you know, new drivers. Can't really do much about it. Less experience than these Cup drivers, at least I would hope.
For the most part, yeah. He's got NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series legends in this race like Matthew White, Braden Unsicker, been around since Season 1. Cole Clausen, a Season 2 champion.
And he's running in second right now.
Yeah, look at Cole Clausen. Where did he come from? Got a great pit stop, as you saw. He's gonna restart P2 here. Playoff driver to the top 10. Your leader, Cameron Chandler. 5th place, Ashton Miller. And 7th place, Matthew White. Look back. Lowest playoff driver right now is 21st, John Butler.
Oh, he's still running in the 20s. That's where he started, and don't know what to say about that.
All right, pace car is in. Here at Talladega once again. Ready for the second half. We had a completely clean and green first half. We're over halfway at Dega. Here we come to the Geico restart, or the United Rentals restart zone we go. We're back underway in Talladega. Good restart, looking for that inside lane. Green flag flies in the air. Cameron Chandler on the bottom. Sean Rowe lined up behind him. My God, wrong camera angle. Sorry about that. Yeah. Top 2 pulled away, but with Chandler and Rowe, the outside does not get a good start at all with Connor Asbell and Cole Clausen. As they head down this back straightaway. Clausen still into the top, gets passed by about 5 or 4 cars at this point as they head down the back stretch back into 3 and 4. Sean Rowe outside. He's getting pushed by the 79 Ashton Miller. Clausen, though, coming back with momentum through the trial, but they go. Of course, still at the pit. Clausen said he was about 38 laps. It should be about 36 now. Going to have 40 to go a little bit, so he's going to be about maybe 7-8 laps short. What a shove by Connor Asbell to the outside. Oh, he gets Cole.
Oh, wow.
My God. Cole Clausen out of line. The 71 going to fall back, was doing such a good job, and back goes Cole Clausen in the 71 car. Man. And Connor Asbell now will have that lead on the outside. Side by side down the backstretch once more. Look at him outside. He might even try to clear low. Not clear, though, on Cameron Chandler. Door to door, side drafting each other down the front stretch again. Look at Connor Asbell, Brandon Piper all over his back bumper. And look at Piper to the inside lane. What a run by that 18. Side by side, Brandon Piper looking to lead that lap. Becoming a lap 55, the Xfinity race distance at Talladega. Now Chandler will over the bumper of that 18 car. And look at Asbell back outside. Donovan Hogan absolutely shoving the back end of him. Look at Matthew White. He's there as well. Eli Tomlin lined up in there, and the 48 of Dylan Banks. 3 wide action. Look at the third lane maybe being formed up with CJ Erdman. Car driving the line, that's Ashton Miller. Oh, this is getting dicey. 3 by 3 back here. Asbell trying to side draft Piper as they race for the lead. Dylan Banks going down low with his teammate. So the ETR cars, they've been very, very quiet tonight. Running towards the back for most of the day. What will we see them have late in the going here at Talladega? We have 40 laps to go from the Talladega Superspeedway. Look at Donovan Hogan dropping to the inside lane. Now Matthew White has the outside. He gets blocked by Asbell big time. White's going to maybe try to shoot the middle for a second. Thinks better of it. Eli Tomlin lined up there as well. So is CJ Erdman. And look at Erdman to the outside with Diego Rodriguez, who of course got the free pass at the stage. And White pushes Asbell to the bottom to clear for the lead. 3 wide. This is getting dicey. Oh, Erdman a shove. White falls back to the rear bumper of the 90 of Tomlin. White's got a little bit of front end damage as they push each other up the racetrack through the triangle again in Talladega. Really starting to get intense. Look at Erdman again to the outside lane. There's the 11 Rodriguez Oliver's bumper. Payson Lindsay, of course, still 4 laps down up there as well. Payson actually now is 3 down. Still does not have the free pass position. Now bottom getting more formed up with your leader Connor Asbell, Donovan Hogan in line behind him, and the 18 Brandon Piper. You see Cameron Chandler currently runs 4th as well. Of Tomlin, he's up the racetrack again. There's the 7 of Matthew White now trying to help out the 94 there of CJ Erdman. Oh, look at the outside coming again. Cameron Chandler with the 99 of Payson Lindsay. Still have yet to see an incident tonight. Or at least one that's on track. We saw a spin for the 81 of Sean Hogan on pit road, but that's about it. Will that change as this race continues? You got to think it will, but you never know. Talladega can sometimes surprise you. Matthew White getting shoved out of line there. Now Cameron Chandler leads the outside with Payson Lindsay. His teammate all over his back bumper. Lindsay got nothing to lose here. 3 laps down, pushing on this 8 car. What a big, big run. Look at Cameron Chandler. Won the last super speedway race in Daytona. And now outside looking to race for the lead with Connor Asbell again. Oh, and they almost get 3 wide. Getting dicey here in Talladega. Payson Lindsay up there. Braden Hunsicker back on the lead lap after that pit road mishap in the first stage. Back through the triangles, side by side for the lead of this race between Cameron Chandler and Connor Asbell in the 72 car. Chandler, a huge shove by Payson Lindsay to maybe even get him clear. Lindsay's going to drop outside. He might get pushed out of the line. There's Hunsicker there as well. 3 wide, back into 1 and 2 here. Lindsay getting shoved out of the line doesn't really matter. He's 3 laps down. Hunsicker pushes the 8 of Chandler again down the backstretch. Piper in the 18 working down low. Ooh, there's a car up the racetrack a little bit. That's the 94 of CJ Erdman. Oh, it's getting tight. He gets loose again. Tomlin all over his back bumper. They're going to try to split Hunsicker and the aid of Cameron Chandler 3 wide through the triangle once more in Talladega. Coming to 35 to go. They are still 3 wide. How much more can they keep this aggression up? Ehrman is trying to get a shove by Tomlin. He's going to maybe try to drop low. Chandler still stuck there in the middle. Same thing with Braden Hunsicker. Oh, Tomlin up the racetrack. This could be a calamity on the back straightaway in a minute. Ehrman, a huge shove by Eli Tomlin in the 90. Oh, and Tomlin might bail on his affiliated teammate. He's jumping outside in the 90 car. Just gets in front of Cameron Chandler. That was really, really close. This is intense at the front of the field at Talladega. Look at Tomlin there, all over the back bumper, and there's the 18 of Piper to go up to the block. CJ Urban. Oh, Donovan Hogan! My God, where is he going? Had no hold to get into, dropped back down low, and here comes Piper. Brandon Piper back to the outside, racing for the lead with Connor Asbell. Payson losing the lap car once again, might have a run to the outside lane. Somehow they've all kept it straight, and we haven't had a single incident of caution in this race so far. You know the big one can come at any moment here at Talladega. When will that moment be? Of course, the gap without race points now +7 for Dylan Banks on the championship 4. Only the first race, so it doesn't matter a ton because Trenton Wilkin first got that stage point. Dylan didn't get any stage points. Somebody blinks out, that's common. Getting dicey here once again. Bryce Benton looking to the bottom. The outside lane almost just running out of momentum for a minute as they begin to fall back with Brandon Piper. Eli Tomlin on his bumper with the aid of Cameron Chandler as well. Oh, there's Rodriguez in the 11 to go outside. He'll continue to block. There's the 80. Logan B's right on the bottom. Single file now between the first 10 or so cars. See, the Avion that's Brady Van Camp is a lap car. So it's currently 1 lap down. Lap car in the distance, that's Zainer Mon. They might put him a lap down in a minute. Outside now being led by Diego Rodriguez and Brandon Piper. Rodriguez trying to side draft that 12 of Trenton Wilkin. Once again back in the turns 3 and 4. Rodriguez has a little bit of front end nose damage. That definitely will affect his ability to lead a line. Probably won't have the same momentum as it would if he had like a fully clean nose. Maybe Piper realizing that almost drops out of line. Probably just doing that actually to get some clean air on his nose, make sure he doesn't start to overheat. Ramon, the lap car, should probably drop high out of the way. Look at Hogan pushing Asbell, a great gap. Rowe back in third on the bottom. That's going to kind of drop the inside out a little bit. We'll see if the outside can get a push going. Well, they can. There's Erdman to the outside. Outside regaining momentum here. Watch this. Erdman is there. Rodriguez going to get to his bumper. There's the 18 of Piper as well up to the outside lane. Oh, Erdman tries to get in line in front of his teammate Stacy. That was almost a collision. He'll get there. Chandler up the racetrack as well. Now here's Erdman trying to side draft. Will Rodriguez, oh, he's way out front here. Rodriguez is going to have to pull way back to his bumper. They're going to have no momentum coming down this front straightaway and back into 1 and 2. 30 laps to go in Talladega. Rodriguez just all over the back bumper of CJ Erdman. Oh, this is going to be big momentum. Watch this down the backstretch. Keep your eyes on the 94 of Erdman, getting pushed by Diego Rodriguez. He's all over his back bumper. Got to be careful. Rodriguez doesn't overheat. Can't have that happen. Third car in line, Payson Lindsay with Knox Thompson on the top lane. Side by side through the trial. Erdman outside to maybe even clear. Look at CJ Erdman was on pole. Hasn't led a lap so far tonight, but he's going to lead his first lap on the night on lap 67. And there's Rodriguez back to the outside lane, gets in line at a Piper. There's Tomlin now leading the top. He's all over the place with his teammate Logan Giesbrecht. How about the Giesbrecht Racing Management cars? 6 of the top, 3 of the top 6 right now are from that team. Rodriguez, Tomlin, and Giesbrecht. Whole new cast of characters at the front of the field in this second half. Are we seeing maybe drivers like Cameron Chandler, Matthew White, others like them dropping back? Braden Hunsicker. Maybe he can serve for a little bit. Again, don't think they can make it on fuel. Cole Clausen, real quick now, with 29 and 28 to go. What's the fuel window looking like?
Looks like I got 20 laps of fuel left.
So it is relatively close by about 7 or so laps, but still don't think it's going to be enough. Especially if you're leading this group like CJ Erdman is. Coming up there with Logan Giesbrecht, his teammate. Cole Clausen as well. This has been an odd Talladega race. No cautions for cause whatsoever. I mean, I said this race could go green for a while. I didn't think we were going to nearly get 70 laps straight, barring the halfway break, of green flag running with no incidents whatsoever at Talladega, of all places.
Yeah, honestly surprising me.
Andrew Stacy way up the racetrack in front of Tomlin. Then we'll check up the outside a little bit more. Two cars out of this race, both mechanical issues, Roshan Cook and Richard Cherry. And there is Andrew Stacy again to the outside, getting pushed from Eli Tomlin. Oh, and look at Payson Lindsay, the lap car, once again to the outside lane. This penalty in Talladega absolutely has killed this race. Only one caution in this race for the halfway break. That means Payson Lindsay not able to get any of his laps back. Actually got one of them back from unlapping himself, but he's still 3 down. And he's got big front end nose damage, but still racing up here like he's a leader. Not really surprised, to be honest. Down the backstretch. Here from the Talladega Superspeedway. This one has been a wild one a lot of times, but they've kept it clean all race long. 70 laps in. And CJ Erdman continues to lead that bottom line, heading back through the trial. Coming back to just 25 laps to go in Talladega. Those could go quickly. Side by side now. The lap cars, Lindsay getting shoved by Andrew Stacy. And they still got to bring these things down to pit road. Will we see a caution maybe spice that whole thing up? I mean, there's been 2 Talladega races I remember we didn't have any late race cautions that spice up the final pit stop of the night. I think in season 2 we did. So, and then we had a wild finish then. So what are we going to see tonight? CJ Erdman, your pole sitter, continues to lead on the bottom. Dylan Banks has been quiet tonight, currently runs in 12th. Just doing mostly what he needs to do in that 48 Toyota. Rodriguez shoving on the back over that 94 of CJ Erdman. They're going to kind of check up back on the bottom. Look at Andrew Stacy almost dropping out of line. There's Eli Tomlin as well. Now up to the outside to block the lap car is the 94 of Erdman. That'll give the bottom lane. Now he goes back down low in front of Rodriguez. Lindsay is really still working on the outside with damage and being 3 laps down. He's getting absolutely shoved by the 96 of Stacy. It's going to take an absolute miracle for Payson Lindsay to be back on the lead lap, but you never know. Crazy things have happened. And Andrew Stacy right now would take the lead. And look at the shove from the 96 to the back of the 99. What a push. Andrew Stacy leads Tomlin to second place.
Wow.
They're definitely going to pit later in the running here. Oh, there's Stacy once again, Tomlin. Definitely going to pit later in the running than they did at Talladega earlier in the first stage. Look at Cole Clausen. He is coming back to the outside. Help from Knox Thompson and Brandon Pfeiffer. You've seen a lot of non-playoff drivers in the second half mix it up. There are no playoff drivers currently running inside of the top 10. The highest running playoff driver is Dylan Banks in 13th. And this definitely makes the opportunity to have these non-playoff drivers up here. Look at Payson Lindsay, just, of course, missed the playoffs. Leads the pack, but still 3 laps down. Now actually is 2 laps down. He would want a caution right now. He keeps on lapping himself, surprised somehow, and not needing free passes.
I told you, you know, he's fighting for that.
I mean, eventually you think they're going to get frustrated with him and maybe spin him out of line. Oh, look at Tomlin up the racetrack to nearly...
And maybe that maybe the first caution of the night is Payson Lindsay throwing an insane block.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that wouldn't help out his reputation or credentials in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, to say the least.
You know, I think Payson should be moved down to Xfinity.
Tomlin. Urban's still lined up there, so the Clear High teammates aren't together. They got Eli Tomlin in the middle of them. And they got Knox Thompson. He's been loyal to the back bumper of Cole Clausen the last 10 laps. Knox Thompson is on the lead lap. Cars that are on the lead lap that are in this main group right now, of course, Payson Lindsay, most notably, then Brady Van Camp in the 89 back there, and that's Right Machine, the green car. We are coming back to 20 laps to go in Talladega this time by. And we got a car pitting. Connor Asbell. Is this going to be all by himself? No. There comes Matthew White. Here comes Cameron Chandler, Ashton Miller. First bound of not even leaders at this point for these guys on pit road. Here they come. 20 laps to go. They have pitted for their final scheduled green flag pit stop. You got to get it good in line for Braden Hunsinger. This is the crucial point. You got to get it full of fuel, unlike last time. Real quick, we'll watch these guys come off pit road. There are the rest of the leaders. They're maybe should try to get single file in a minute with the ETR cars be next to come. Like last time. Here they come off pit road. It's going to be Matthew White over or Cameron Chandler. And where are we going to see these guys? Yes, we come. Here they go. Cars on pit road. Payson Lindsay. Oh my God! Oh, that was nearly horrible. With Brady Van Camp, he almost ran into one of these cars coming up pit road. That would have been a huge accident. Obviously would have brought up the first caution for a cause of the night. A lot of cars on pit road. This could be, oh, we got a car spinning! 2 cars almost going around. Saving it is Donovan Hogan. Collision on pit road. Mixed bag of teams coming up pit road here. They're going to fill it full to fuel in the ends. Cole Clausen staying out. That is going to be not good for him. Luckily for him, still has a car pushing him. That's his former team owner, Brady Van Camp. Here comes Ehrman way off pit road first. You gotta wonder, maybe Ehrman having the similar issue of Braden Hunsinger. That would be not good at all. Detrimental to his chances. Here comes White, Chandler, the 77 Hunsinger, and the 7 of Miller. They gained a lot of momentum. Here come the rest of the leaders. They're gonna have a lot more cars, obviously. Currently led by CJ Erdman, but he is way out front. I mean, most realistically led by Sean Rowe. Here come the rest. There's the 7 of White. I don't know if they're going to have enough momentum. They're going to have a big shove down the backstretch, though. They're definitely going to have a net gain here. More cars in the back coming off. And now, currently in this line is Sean Rowe. They're going to pick up Ehrman. My goodness. Are we going to see him pit here? I guess didn't have that same issue. Just an insanely fast pit stop by the 94 of Ehrman. Now he has about a 3-second lead over Sean Rowe. obviously that's going to be swallowed up instantly. Here comes Cole Clausen off pit road. He'll try to drop in where he can. Now Urban leads the race. The gap going to be closing up rapidly now, already to 1.8 seconds. There is no competition. Urban is probably just going to have to move out of the way if he doesn't want to cause anything. 18 laps to go at Talladega Superspeedway. Urban keeping it low, electing maybe to not move out of the way. That's interesting. Are they going to drop to the outside of him? He's slow on the bottom. Oh, he's going to get checked up here with Sean Rowe. Rowe's actually going to step on the brakes. Checks up the bottom lane. There's Payson Lindsay nearly making contact with the 90 of Tomlin. Coming outside, look at the ETR cars out of nowhere. Look at Dylan Banks, the lead here in Talladega, getting shoved by his teammate. The 12 of Wilkin, Bryce Benson coming with them in the other ETR car, the 81 of Sean Hilquich. Dylan Banks takes the lead in Talladega. That's a whole momentum killer for the bottom. ETR, of course, won the Xfinity race last night with Justin Rott, and a wild finish there. And now they control the race currently in Talladega, under 17 laps to go. Look at Sean Hilquich going to clear in line. Puts 3 ETR cars on the bottom. We got a Highline Motorsports car of Matthew White, a Team Chevy Motor Club car of Cameron Chandler, but they are in an alliance, and the 77 Huntsicker teammate to Matthew White. Coming to 16 to go in Talladega this time by. We got about 13 or so cars in the lead group. Look at Matthew White back to the top. And he's going to clear low. Oh, contact between Sean Hilquich and the 8 of Cameron Chandler. They nearly got together. Hilquich, now what is he going to be able to do? He's going to be all over the back bumper of that 7 car. Will teamwork be a thing when it comes down to it? We'll have to wait and see. White out of nowhere comes to take the lead yet again, but here's Hilquich dropping outside just for a split second. Got 3 TR cars lined up. Then there's Bryce Benton, Cameron Chandler's teammate. So what are we going to see him do? Bryce Benton's had an insanely quiet night. I haven't really seen him up inside the top 10 whatsoever. Head down the backstretch once again in Talladega. Under 15 laps remaining. Got a lap car coming up. That is the one is Andermine. Rahman probably just gonna move out of the way. He's gonna be going 3 laps down here. These 3 ETR cars lined up on the bottom. They probably are gonna want to save their moment to maybe take the lead here for as this race continues to go on later in the going. Rahman out of the way, on the outside. Allows Matthew White and company to go back down low. outside, a little bit further back. 12 to go in Talladega. There's Ashton Miller, the 8 of Cameron Chandler, the 77 Hunsicker. When will they start to pick up some drivers? There goes Diego Rodriguez again to the top. 12 laps to go. Matthew White continues to lead. He's got 3 Ethan Trendler racing cars on his bumper, but one of these ETR cars will have to drop outside in a minute.
Yeah, now we'll see some people starting to make some moves with less laps to go down.
Oh, Rodriguez all the way to the outside. 12 laps to go. How about Diego Rodriguez? Won a stage at Las Vegas, looking to take the lead in Talladega. And he does. New leader, Diego Rodriguez. Got Cameron Chandler and Ashton Miller up here. Same thing with Braden Hunsicker. Eli Tomlin gets in line. Oh, Matthew White. Ooh. Coming to the outside. This might have been a mistake. He was trying to get around Tomlin, and he might fall back. Knowing Braden Hunsicker, his teammate, he's going to maybe try to pick him up. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. And they're going to actually drop outside and pick up this. Oh, and now what a block by the 11 of Rodriguez. Up to the outside again. Chandler pushing on that 11 car. And he's going to go low. Rodriguez going around in the pit road, back through the grass, coming back in front of the field. Will this be a caution? No, nothing yet.
No.
Stay green, 10 to go. That was the first spin on the racetrack of the night. Of course, we had a spin on pit road with Sean Hilquich. But no caution. We stay green. Kind of surprised he was in the middle of the track there. Everyone was out of the way, though. So I guess that's the reason. Oh, Hilquich with Dylan Banks. These ETR cars trying to get back up here. There goes Eli Tomlin up there as well. Oh, got a lap car. That's Donovan Hogan. They're getting dicey up here. They block outside. Got a huge run with Eli Tomlin. Where's he going to take it? The lap car in the way. And they're going to try to pull outside here. Tomlin leads the inside lane. The 3 ETR cars on the outside. And Braden Hunsicker and Cameron Chandler working back down low. They lap Hogan in the 43 car. White, or look at Hilquich coming to the run. What a shot by Dylan Banks. Huge run. Down the backstretch they go. They are what? My goodness.
Very big run on the outside there.
Now Bryce Benton gets in low on the bottom. And there's Sean Rowe to go with him. Sean Hilquich takes the lead in Talladega. On his bumper, Dylan Banks. 3 playoff drivers lined up on the bottom of the racetrack. On the bottom, once again, 8 laps to go. Look at Pace and Lindsay now trying to mix it up as the lap car, of course, like we said. ETR controls the bottom of the racetrack. 8 laps remain at Talladega Superspeedway. Look at Lindsay getting shoved by the 8 of Cameron Chandler. Oh, Hilquich thought about it. He tried to go up to the outside of the block. Didn't really work out.
Lindsay back up to the front.
And Chandler again there with Hunsicker. They come with momentum, 7 to go. Oh, Hilquich was loose. And Lindsay now going to sit on the bottom. And God, Pace and Lindsay, get out of the way. Come on, man. Completely kills the inside lane and ruins this battle for the lead. 7 to go. Eli Tomlin outside. This race is not over. Pace and Lindsay is sure making it seem like it is. Oh! Car was darting out of the way. I thought somebody was going around. 6 to go. They're still catching lap cars. That is Zane or Jacob Florino and another one. They got to make moves now back here if they want to make something happen. Tom on the outside. Is anyone going to jump? Anyone going to try to jump up there? Surprised Sean Rowe didn't. To continue to push on that bottom. Lindsay is pushing on that 90 of Tomlin. Oh, he is loose, heading back into 3 and 4 here. Five laps to go in Talladega. Still yet to see our first incident caution of the day. There goes Sean Ilglitch up to the outside. Dylan Banks, Trenton Wilkin going up there as well. They now are making a desperation move. They might have a run down this backstretch. Will anyone go up the block? Down the backstretch they go. What a shove by the 81. Lap cars move out of the way on the outside. Here comes Sean Ilglitch to the outside. Side by side again for the lead. What a push by Dylan Banks, the bumper. Sean Ilglitch looking to take the lead again in Talladega. What a run to the outside lane. Coming to 4 to go. Four laps to go from the Talladega Superspeedway. Sean Ilglitch got a bit of a gap, but still 2 teammates behind him on his bumper. Heading back through 1 and 2. Chandler on the bottom. Hunsicker back there as well. Matthew White runs 3rd in line. The outside, though, has a little bit more cars, but they're a little bit dicey. Heading down this backstretch again. Chandler's got momentum. A big shove from the 77. These races get so intense at the end of Talladega. Coming just to 3 to go, and now look at Sean Ilglitch just blocked out low and leaves his teammate Dylan Banks to control the outside lane. 3 laps to go.
Real
in
question,
Talladega.
when are they going to start that 3rd line?
I don't know. We haven't seen that work out a ton of times tonight. Oh, there's Dylan Banks kind of falling out in the inside lane. Chandler now giving the 81 to Ilglitch a big, big push. Down the backstretch, he's all on his bumper. And now he pulls outside. Ilglitch tries the block. Hunsicker goes with the 8 of Chandler. Bryce Benton splits him 3 wide. There's Miller trying to block. To the outside, though, goes Dylan Banks. Through the trial, 3 wide, down the front straightaway, coming to 2 to go. Now, Ilglitch away from his teammates, Dylan Banks and Trenton Wilkin. 2 laps to go from the Talladega Superspeedway. You got to make a move now. What kind of momentum we're going to see from that 48 of Dylan Banks heading down the back straightaway. He's going to need a colossal push from the 12 of Trenton Wilkin, who wants to get alongside that 8 of Chandler. Lap and a half to go. Coming back to the white flag this time by. Will they make it back? Funny if they did. After all of this green flag running.
Yeah, that would be the coincidence. Eli Tomlin.
Couple more cars going outside through the trial, but they go. Gonna see the white flag this time by at the Talladega Superspeedway. 1 lap to go here in Talladega. They take the white. Final lap's underway. Now look at Cameron Chandler still leading the... Oh! Chandler out of line! On the bottom, he's getting turned. There goes Matthew White. Oh, big crash! Huge, huge crash! Massive incident. And Braden Hunsicker comes on through. Benton running in 2nd as they head down the back straightaway. Calamity there. And Hunsicker is just going to probably cruise the victory lane here.
What a win for Hunsicker. As long as he comes to the line, you know.
Through the tribal. Benson trying to get one more run on him. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. Here they come to the checkered flag, and Talladega. Benton goes outside, but Braden Hunsaker's going to win.
Wow. Wow. What a
And-
win for Braden Hunsaker there. And there goes the rest of the field.
Benton comes home second yet again. What happened between front of the field? A massive, massive crash takes out Matthew White, Cameron Chandler, and Braden Hunsaker. Gonna win in Talladega. What a win. My God.
Wow. For the 77 machine.
They went the entire first 94 laps of this race without a single caution for incident, and they pile it up with some of the best drivers in the league through 1 and 2. That is, my God, that's going to be controversial, to say the least.
Yeah, we'll have to replay it, but you know the big thing is, you think about Braden Hunsaker, he went a lap down, got back to the front of the field and got his lap back, and you know that's really why he had the chance to even win the race.
Fourth one of the season for the 77. Bryce Benton, man, comes home second again.
Now they're gonna burn it down.
And Hunsaker, you're a winner in an absolutely wild finish. You got to debrief that whole thing. Man.
You know,
what-
there was
I just-
definitely some comments after that wreck for sure. You know, both boss it down, but it's still a win for Hunsaker. You know, glad for the guy.
Man, that was a wild one. We're gonna look at post-race replays, of course. Have some post-race interviews coming up.
Let's take another look at that wreck though, Ethan Trendler, once he is
Yeah,
done
we will.
burning it down.
I mean, I'm shocked. Chandler just got pushed out of the line. He was getting pushed by the 77, or I think it was the 77. Yes, it was. Man, I don't
Chandler
know.
is beefing with somebody right now. We're gonna have to bring him into the
I
interview
mean, I would
room
have to
after
imagine
we
it's
see this.
Hunsaker. Braden Hunsaker. We gotta look at this, of course. All right, let's.
Oh,
look.
it is Dylan Banks. Dylan Banks and Cameron Chandler are getting into it right now.
Let's see.
Matthew White
Oh,
with the, I think it was the car behind. Oh,
man, it's a massive crash here through 1 and 2. Takes out multiple cars. So we gotta look. Let's look from the onboard of Matthew White here. See what happens. Oh man, just bad train reaction in. Man, that is. And, oh, he gets turned from behind. We gotta see. I think it was Stacy that checked up. All of them pushing on the final lap, and what a wreck! Defend it. Let's take another look. Let's look from the blimp this time. Can get an even better angle. Of course, it was Bryce Benton behind him. So Benton, the check up. Oh yeah, just chain
Oh.
reaction. And then
just chain.
Chandler comes up, and White actually comes down on Benton. And man, absolute calamity. Down in a 1 and 2 on the final lap.
Not
Right
much
along.
anyone could really do there. Just a chain reaction.
Wait, hang on. Let's see. Take a look how this second group made it through. That's going to be interesting. I don't know if they all fully made it through. Oh, Cameron Chandler tried to pull down. They all did. Okay.
Oh wow.
All right. Man, let's ride along with Cameron Chandler through this crash. Just, chain reaction.
So
Man,
yeah,
that is,
the chain reaction, and then
oh,
unfortunate for everyone in that wreck. They were going green the whole race, and you know, of course, the last lap.
definitely want to see how Sean Hillquist made his way through this incident there in the 81. He finished 5th. Look from this angle. Oh my God, that is going to be one hell of an angle. Sean Hillquist, he somehow kept his foot in it and finished P5. Well, we got to ride along with Sean here.
Yep, I agree.
Or not Sean Rowe, Sean Hillquist. Here, the 81 of Sean Hillquist, the final lap. There goes the 8 of Chandler. And they pump, just piling up. He probably thinks he's done. Somehow gets through. My God. Oh, and they wreck back here with oh my God. You saw that Donovan Hogan took a horrible shot into the wall. We gotta look at that. Didn't even realize that at first.
Geez, there's so much to uncover in this wreck. You know, definitely a lot of different things going on other than just the calamity, which is surprising.
They're just so unfortunate, man. They're gonna have a great race at the end there. Not what we wanted to see.
So many drivers taken out in that single wreck.
Dana Ron just
wow.
Oh, okay. And hard on the
Jeez.
wall. Man. One more replay before we go to interviews here. Let's ride along with Donovan Hogan.
Not much he could have even done there, honestly.
There they go. I mean, that's a scary sight in front of you. Look at him actually make an incredible job avoiding. They crash by him and then gets nothing for it. Was going to probably finish maybe even top 5. And,
wow.
That's unfortunate. He'll finish 20th.
Unfortunate to see.
He's not going to be pleased with that. I would have to imagine. Oh, and then then he tries to go in reverse. Just because why not at this point?
Yep.
And does he make it?
Man.
I mean, I don't know. Does he make it? I don't think he does. There's no way in hell he does that. No, he doesn't.
Wow,
Okay.
you were going to say heck and then you said hell. Nice try.
All
right.
I uncensored myself.
Alright, should we bring Hunsicker in here?
Yes.
Alright, I'm bringing him in. Hello, Braden Hunsicker. You know, congratulations to you. You know, you kind of got lucky with that calamity there and avoiding it. How do you feel winning this race after being almost a lap down, getting to the front, getting your lap back, and then going to win the race at Talladega?
I mean, I don't know what my pit crew was doing. They just decided to not fuel up the car. We had to pit it an extra time, and I don't know. I thought my race was over, and I thought I was going to get lapped. But the last lap, I don't know what happened, but we sure did get lucky with that one. Avoided all the chaos, and was able to pull away with the win. I thought I was going to get passed by Bryce Benton, but we were able to hang on. So happy for this team. Happy for HLM to get their, I believe, 12th win, and hopefully we just have more of the speed throughout the playoffs.
Yep. And we were going to ask you about that, but you answered the question. Yeah, we were going to ask you what happened in that first pit stop. Did the refueler just take a few too many shots before the race?
I don't know, man. I think my crew chief was asleep because, I mean, there was just no fuel put into the car. We still had nine laps left in the tank, so I don't know what the crew chief was doing, but he's sure going to get fired after this one.
Yep, that's a reasonable take.
Yep.
All right, Hunsicker, you know, you wanted your interview, and here it is. You're a winner of Talladega. Congratulations, and good luck next week at Dover.
Thank you.
Wow. All right, Benton. Is that right?
Yep, finished second.
Hello, Bryce Benton. Walk us through what happened to you in the calamity that happened on the last lap.
Yeah, it was just chaos. I did kind of get into White. My opinion kind of just came down to me. It was just kind of a final lap thing. That kind of didn't really help with the huge wreck, but yeah, I mean, on the final lap, I'm not gonna lift, and I mean, I made my way through the wreck, and I mean, yeah, we almost got to Braden, but just unfortunately it wasn't quite enough. it does suck to get second again, but I mean, still not a terrible finish, considering how far back we were early on in the race, which is part of my plan because I wanted to kind of stay in the back to avoid chaos, which never even happened somehow. But yeah, it was overall pretty good finish. Just wish we could have got the win.
Yep, of course, maybe an extra lap there and you catch up to him and it's close there, but the white flag brings it down to one lap and, sadly finished second. But
Yeah.
still a good race getting through that wreck, that's big part of it too. At least you weren't in the wreck like a lot of the drivers were. But good luck to you next week at Dover and is there anything else you want to add on about your race?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, well, good luck next week at Dover.
Yep.
And Ethan
Thank you.
Trendler's fat.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Oh my God, Andrew Stacy got third. Ew, ew, ew.
Hey.
Third place.
Brody Webster.
Okay. So, how did you survive the calamity that you probably caused in the first place?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I wasn't even on Bryce Benton's bumper. All right. So I just kind of full
Are
throttled
we
it, let it
eating?
ride.
This is unbelievable.
I kind of full throttled it, let it ride. I kite and I was like there. Zane Rahman tried to pass me under the yellow. I just held my line and adored me. So I don't really care about it. It's a racing incident. And then this guy, Ashton Miller, thought he was about to pass me for my top 3 finish. No. I side drafted all the way to the highest lane on the tri-oval. I was getting that top 3 and we got it.
Wow. And you did. You did indeed. Andrew Stacy, good finish for you. Normally, you're a back runner, a back marker
Brody
for the
Webster
field.
is a Brody Webster. I have an announcement. I have an announcement to make.
Oh, let's hear the announcement then, if you really
McDonald's
have
Fried
one.
Racing is shut down.
No, Dylan Banks is sponsoring us.
The FDA
Actually, no, let's
shut it
get him in
down.
here now, actually.
The FDA shut it
Hey,
down.
Dylan Banks, tell Andrew Stacy about McDonald's Friend Racing.
It's great, bro. I like Highline Motorsports.
The CDC is shutting it down. They said you had too many
No.
Chinese 5-year-old workers that y'all
Oh,
recruited
no,
from
you're
Temu.
gone. You're gone. You're not even getting a good luck next week in Dover.
Okay.
Wow. I'm not racing next week.
Oh, well, too bad.
Hey,
Goodbye.
QM's on the up. The big
Nope,
leaguers are
you're
calling for
gone.
Okay, wow.
All right, Dylan Banks, sorry, we're going to pull you in later. Don't worry. Okay. Ashton Miller is not in here. Nice try. Hey, is he in a VC? Oh yeah, pull him in from Highline. I don't care if he's not in the wait list. We need to ask him what's going on. Or just sit there. Nice try, Ethan.
Huh?
Pull Miller in. He's not
Where
in the
is he?
waiting room. He's down.
How am I supposed to do that? Oh.
Sorry, Miller. We're dragging you out of Highline. So you come home, P4. How are you feeling after that race?
Tired. That was one hell of a race, honestly. I didn't think we were gonna get all the way up to what, 4th we got after Calamity Corner in turn 1 on the final lap. But I'm just hoping we get enough points to be closer to the cut line than we are now. That's my main concern right now.
And, that is a good thing because you were. Was he last in the playoffs, Ethan?
Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
10-point penalty.
So, that's good for you getting a 4th place finish here at Talladega, and we hope to see you next week at Dover. Nice try.
Sure, Brody.
All right, yeah, wow. All right. Hey, I don't know how to say this guy's last name. Sean Hillquich.
Hillquich.
Okay. Hello,
Wow.
Sean Hillquich. I said the last name right.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So you came home P5 today. Not too bad for the calamity that happened at the end of the race. And can you explain to us how you got through that?
From enough super speedway racing on here, you just got to keep it pretty wheel. You got to keep it straight no matter what. And I saw a hole in the middle, and then I turned into a brick wall, and then it's just lucky. I got lucky that I kept it straight. No one clipped me. That's how those final lap races go. But it's unfortunate that we couldn't get the 3 ETR cars up there like we should have. We got a little split up with like 3 to go. I went down to block and just I think Dylan was just way too hot and just tanked back, and then I was at their mercy. So
Yeah, but still not, getting through the calamity obviously puts you in 5th place, and I bet you're not displeased at all, especially as a playoff driver getting 5th at Talladega, where most people's races ended on that last lap.
yeah, it's good to know. I don't know how much am I down from like the 4th.
It's currently being worked on right now.
Okay, it's fine. I wouldn't say it's more than like 5 if I had to guess just by where everyone else finished, but it puts us in a good spot. Two haven't actually driven out yet though, so little bit of practice on this week, and it's unfortunate that it's gonna be me and my teammates racing for the same playoff spot basically in the final 4. So we're just gonna race each other clean and hope for the best.
Well, we hope to see you next week in Dover, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, next is Connor Asbell. Hello, Connor Asbell. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Scoreboard there, Ethan.
Oh, are the Eagles losing?
27-17. All right,
Oh,
continue with the
I'm
interview.
about done. I
hey.
really am, honestly.
All right, dear one. Obviously you survived the calamity at least a little bit if you got 6th place. Explain to us how you got through that, if you did. I'm guessing you did. And if there was anything during the race that you want to talk about.
Well, uh, congratulations, Brody, on this new job of interviewing. Good to see you here. Yeah, overall, I accidentally made a mistake last pit stop. I heard everybody was coming down pit road, or all of like my teammates and affiliate teammates. So I was like, oh, I'm way up in front of them. Might as well jump them and like be leader of them. So I was like, okay, bet. I was clicking my tires off, but too late. So I took right sides, fell back to the second pack. And from there, we just kind of pushed and pushed, try to get to the front, couldn't. Then final lap rolls around. Cameron Chandler did a me from earlier this week, but didn't save it. Big wreck. I wasn't lifting. I was like, I watched Cars today. I saw Lightning McQueen get the wrecks, so I was like, might as well do what he did. Got through it and ultimately finished 6th. I mean, got good. I think I led the most laps out of everyone, so really proud. I know Miller got a lot of good points today, so that was the main goal.
Yep, very good for the team. But so, how are you feeling about Dover next week?
Well, the seat you're sitting in the booth right now, I would be taking up because I am not racing that race.
Okay, well, that sounds like amazing because, first time doing this job, obviously terrible at it, so yeah.
No, you're doing good.
All right, Connor. Good luck being in the booth next race, and congratulations on surviving. That's the main thing.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Next we have. All right, he's not even in there. He's not even in there. He is not in there. Clausen's next. Hello, my brother from the booth. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing pretty good tonight.
All right, how are you feeling after a P11 finish? And explain to
Yeah.
us how or what happened at the end there from your perspective.
Yeah, well, on that final restart, technically speaking, after the halfway break, we restarted in second, and so I felt pretty good. But Yeah, just kind of got shuffled out of line by Asbel there. So that was a little disappointing, but we're able to work our way back to the front. And right before everyone made those green flag pit stops, I was on the top there, and I had no idea everyone was pitting until we were coming out of turn 4, and I just had no time to react. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get it slowed down in time enough, so I just stayed out for an extra lap, and obviously that really hurt me. So. But thankfully I was able to grab onto like pack of 7 cars or whatever. So just hanging on in there for a little bit, and obviously that wreck on the final lap was huge, but was able to bring her home in P11, and got Juan Cobbs a top 10, so that's always nice.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean it was a really fun race.
Wow.
So
What are you
I was
doing in
just
here, Ashton
I was just
Miller?
really happy about that, and we'll go into lobbies tomorrow night and have a lot of fun in there.
Yep. Are you going to be racing at Dover next week? I'm guessing yes.
Yeah, you betcha. We're gonna be ripping around that monster mile like
Like no
we're
other.
yeah, like no other. So hopefully we can have a good run there. I know I had a really good run there in season 1, got 3rd place. So hopefully we can have some of the same success.
All right. Well, I give you my good graces at Dover, the Monster Mile. And good job tonight bringing it home P11 and somewhat getting through the calamity.
Yep.
All right. Have a good one. Nice try. All right, Miller, what do you want?
We're just standing here to listen.
Wow, nice try. Juan Cobbs Jr., Tom. Hello, number 67 of Juan Cobbs Jr. How are you feeling after the top 10 finish?
I'm feeling great. I had a fast car. Wasn't for few problems with my ankle. I feel like I'd be able to get up there and run a little bit better than what we did today. But I think it was pretty good. Top 10. Got to push my teammate around, help him with his playoff run.
Yeah, and you know, you representing the number 67 car, that's great number. You were my second pick to, win, but obviously that didn't happen, but at least you got a top 10 and that's always good. Explain to us what happened there at the end from your perspective.
Yeah. I'd say it was a really clean race until that point. I was kind of expecting it on the last few laps. Would have been great if it happened a little bit earlier. Could have gotten closer to make a few runs at it to try to get the win. But yeah, it was craziness at the end of these super speedway races, especially Talladega.
Yeah, and good job. Uh, Good luck next week at Dover if you're doing it. I mean, if not, watch it from home.
Hey, if
Uh,
they have me around for it, I'll be here.
uh,
And
all
I'll
right.
be there for the Friday Night Lobbies tomorrow.
All right, yes, sir. All right. Well, good luck tomorrow and good luck next week.
Thanks for having me. And thanks to all the broadcasters. And it was fun racing with y'all.
Wow, thank you so much, Juan Cobbs. That means the most coming from the 6-7 car.
6-7.
All right, hold up. I think it's Clarino next. Sorry, we're kidnapping you.
Ethan Trendler, of course.
Hey, hello.
All right. All right, Jacob, you didn't do that good, so why did you not do that good? Because come on now, we need to be winning these races.
We ended up on the right end of pit strategy. We just couldn't keep the lead pack, and in the end, ended up not on the lead lap. But I still kept car in one piece and got to finish the race.
Well, how'd you feel about the calamity at the end there?
Uh, Felt pretty insane. Didn't think I would be able to make it through, but Ash Miller, just junking C. German, technically being my meat shield, barely made it through that one. Just glad to make it to the end.
Well, good luck for next week at Dover. You're gonna need it because you're gonna wreck on lap 2.
Yeah, nice try. My part-time schedule doesn't have Dover, so we're gonna be my crew's gonna be taking a break.
Wow, nice try.
Hey, nice attempt, Brody Webster.
Yeah, you're down. All right, last one, Zane Rahman. He's muted. We'll see if he comes in here though. All right, Zane Rahman. I know you're muted, but let's see if you unmute for the broadcast, and he does.
Yep.
So, Zane Rahman, explain to us what happened there at the end from your perspective. And also, we saw that you absolutely killed a driver into the wall. I know it was a racing incident, but you still absolutely killed him. So what happened there at the end from your perspective?
Yeah, pretty much I just messed up on every single green flag pit stop. I was expecting there to be a caution, but somehow we managed to keep it green, surprisingly, in this league. So, yeah, I mean, I finished 22nd through all that, but I was hoping to get like a couple cautions from that, but that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, unfortunate. A lot of drivers taken out at the end there. But good luck if you're doing the lobbies tomorrow, and especially good luck at Dover next week if you're doing that.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it after the amount of like crappy week I had this week. So yeah.
It's Talladega.
Yep.
All right. Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right, that's everybody, Ethan Trendler.
All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow night for NASCAR iRacing FedEx Lobbies, week number 36. That'll do it in Talladega. What a race it was. Crazy crash to the end. So, hope you enjoyed. Of course, we'll be back at Dover Motor Speedway for the official races next Tuesday for iCar, the championship race, Wednesday for Xfinity, Thursday for the Cup Series, and, of course, Lobbies tomorrow night. So, good night, Talladega Super Speedway. We'll see you tomorrow night for Lobbies.
Hey, did I do a good job, Ethan Trendler?
Yeah, real good.